Oh, it might help if I unmute myself, huh? Shalom, shalom, peace. What's up, saints? Shabbat shalom, to be exact. All right. I pray everybody's well on this Shabbat. Who's in the house? Who's in the house? Nam the fam. What's up, y'all? All right. Karatazar in the house. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Yahweh Shem Yeshua Barakatah. My good brother. Who else we looking for? Hold on, y'all. I'm getting a message on here. All right, the house of Elkanah Shalom family. What's up with y'all? Hopefully everybody's good down there. Keith, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Shabbat Shalom to everybody. You know what? Let's just get started. You know what it is. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, Yahweh Shai. Want to give all praise to the Most High in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. If I'm coming in clear, if I'm coming in good, let me know. Put a 7 in the chat for me. Would you do that? 7 in the chat for me. Let me know y'all are hearing me okay. Everything's streaming okay. If any hiccups, let me know. My good brother Keith the Water. All right. All right, all praises, looking good. Well. As we say, where to begin? DSTM number 66. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't do that. Y'all know the rules. All right. Where do we begin? Well, how about this? Let's look at yours. Your goofy president, slow Biden. Let's listen to this for a minute, and then we'll get to the meat.
My message to unvaccinated Americans is this: what more is there to wait for? What more do you need to see? We've made vaccinations free, safe, and convenient. The vaccine has FDA approval. Over 200 million Americans have gotten at least one shot. We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin, and your refusal has cost all of us. For the vast majority of you who've gotten vaccinated, I understand your anger at those who haven't gotten vaccinated. I understand the anxiety about getting a breakthrough case. But as the science makes clear, if you're fully vaccinated, you're highly protected from severe illness, even if you get COVID-19. In fact, recent data indicates there is only one confirmed.
Now, this is from September, y'all. Okay. But I wanted to remind everybody the stance that this dude is taking. Remember, he said it from the beginning. Their patience is running thin. You're costing people lives. You know, as he promotes this BS, as he just got through saying, even if you're poked, then he had to, retract it and make sure he was clear. Because remember earlier in the year, he said if you get poked, you won't get that thing. You know what we're talking about. Now he says, well, even if you do get it, you won't go to the hospital. You'll be all right. Let me back him up a little taste.
Anxiety about getting a breakthrough case. Patient, but our patience is wearing thin, and your refusal has cost all of us. For the vast majority of you who've gotten vaccinated, I understand your anger at those who haven't gotten vaccinated. I understand the anxiety about getting a breakthrough case. But as the science makes clear, if you're fully vaccinated, you're highly protected from severe illness, even if you get COVID-19. In fact, recent data indicates there is only one confirmed positive case per 5,000 fully vaccinated Americans per day. You're as safe as possible. And we're doing everything we can to keep it that way.
Now we know those are September stats, right? But Why are they going back to closing schools down again now? You know, isn't it mandatory in a lot of these cities to get poked to go to school? Some are still doing testing to show up, depending on what state you're in. California is mandatory, but they're still talking about, and they are actively closing schools in Maryland. Uh, California is talking about rearranging their testing methods, saying uh, they're saying that they're doing 2 tests a week starting next semester. To if you've been exposed, if the kid's been exposed to the vid or whatever, they still got to do 2 tests a week instead of them having to quarantine and stay home. They're thinking that's playing nice. Well, instead of us saying, you know what, you tested positive or you were around somebody who had the vid, you're going to have to stay home for 10 days. They're saying you can still come to school, but you're going to have to get tested twice a week. Now, these are for kids who's already been poked. And he's sitting up here telling us, oh, don't worry about it. Everything is fine as soon as you get poked. They're canceling NFL games. They're canceling or rescheduling, I should say, college football games. They just said over 100 some odd players and staff in the NFL as of last week all tested positive, and they're scrambling around trying to save America's game because of, this little outbreak going on. But he said, hey, if you poked, don't worry about it, right? Let me let it finish.
Keep it that way. Keep you safe. We remain at a critical moment, a critical time. We have the tools. Now we just have to finish the job.
Uh-oh.
Truth.
What's he mean? We have the tools. We have to finish the job. What job? You talking about the job? Are you talking about spreading something? What job is he trying to accomplish? What's the mission? We know it's not to protect everybody, right? We know it's not really in our best interest to roll up. So what mission is he talking about? Remember last year, 2020, and I did a don't shoot the messenger about it. I don't remember what the number was, but from 2020 when he said we're heading into a dark winter, and then we looked into what dark winter was. If y'all ain't seen it, go back. I ain't gonna remind you. Go back, look at the archives of Don't Shoot the Messenger and the breakdown of what dark winter represented. And then we'll see.
With science, with confidence, and together as one nation. Look, we're the United States of America. There's nothing, not a single thing we're unable to do if we do it together. So let's stay together. Get vaccinated.
I don't know why that previous video didn't play the whole thing, but this was the final word that he said before he walked off. As he whispered it.
Get vaccinated.
Is this constitutional, Mr. President?
Uh-oh. Is this constitutional, Mr. President? Get vaccinated. And hits the podium, as if he's upset. He's mad that people are defiant and haven't been getting poked. Get vaccinated. Don't they talk about that devil on the left, angel on the right, and a devil whispering in your ear something? Huh? Get vaccinated. Slow Biden is a piece of work, y'all. Slow Biden is a piece of work. Well, let's get to the meat. Hopefully everybody's doing well on the Shabbat. Let me know if y'all good. Let me know if y'all good in the chat. And let's see what's going on in this world that we're living in. That's what I want right there. Let me blow this thing up some. All right. So, as we see here, the biggest threat The biggest threat. Didn't we hear this a year ago? 2 years ago? Didn't we hear the same stuff? Am I tripping? The biggest threat to public global health is the vid. The biggest threat to public global health is the Delta. The biggest threat to the global health is the Okra version, variant. The headlines start rolling in. All praises, man, Karatas. I'm glad you're good, brother. Look, G7. This is where all the the UN leaders and the conglomerates of the EU and America all meet to talk about the state of affairs of the world as it pertains to health, quote unquote, global warming, so forth and so on, right? So, in this particular meeting that they had last week, their conclusion was the G7 now, so these conglomerate heads of Edomites have all said that the Okra variant is the biggest threat to the global public health before slow Biden issues a grim warning of a winter of illness and death for the unpoked. Back again, talking about if you're not poked, you're putting yourself at risk. It's a pandemic of the unjabbed. And I mean, how many times do we have to listen? I'm not even going to repeat myself. We're just going to read and look and see. And then we're going to prove and show that this dude is a damn liar as we can continue on today. Everybody that's tuning in is already kind of hip to the game. This dude is a straight fraud and always lying, right? So he's letting it be known that if you're not poked, you're going to get sick and die. Isn't that what he just said? He issues a grim warning of a winter of illness and death for the unpoked. So let's see if he's on point. Study claims variant is marked resistant to pokes. So the studies have already been done. They're saying the Okra variant is markedly resistant to pokes, but they're still telling you go out and get the booster. It's still effective. It's still going to help you. Which one is it? All these particular studies that they got going on, and we're going to look at a couple of them, is saying that if you get poked, it doesn't help you. The Okra is not dealing with these pokes that have already been pre-created. Okay, but meanwhile they're telling you get poked. So G7 health ministers on Thursday declared the Okra variant is the biggest threat to global health. That's in quotes. As slow Biden warned of a winter severe illness death for the unpoked. So the threats, the intimidation, the fear mongering, the mockingbird media constantly, in your face talking about the Okra variant, beware, are all going to share the same things. And because of the fact that more truth, more information, more knowledge is coming out regarding this whole little pandemic thing, that's why they keep on trying to shift the blame and want to bring up January 6th. I mean, they're still going back trying to drag everybody into that drama. They're still trying to pull Trump into the mix. 1 minute they're talking about he needs to be arrested. He's not giving up his tax returns. Did orchestrate the January 6th insurrection. They're shaking down all of his little constituents that he's been dealing with. So they want everybody to focus in on, January 6th. What happened January 6th? The insurrection, Satan casting out Satan. Because they want to divert the attention to say, you know what? This thing with this poke is not really working right. They want to divert the attention away from the collapsing of the economy. They want to divert the attention away from, these new bills that they're sliding in underneath of the rug. 1 minute, like I said, they're talking about trying to get at Trump about January 6th, and then in the same breath talking about he's going to run in 2024. I mean, so are they really trying to get after him, or are they just, making these little lightweight threats? Give me a break, man. Hey, shalom, Sister Jackie. What's going on? Look, let's finish this up, okay? Now, we see that the languages are changing. That's why I said, while they're trying to divert the attention to talk about everything but what's really happening, they're sliding in new mandates, changing of the languages, changing of what it means to be fully jabbed. I know damn well everybody that's sitting out there that got poked up twice is scratching their head saying, hold on, now you telling me I'm not fully poked unless I get the boost. What? And remember, everything is shut down in New York unless you got poked. So now everybody who complied, everybody that bowed down, everybody that opened up wide and sucked on the tit of the great whore and gobbled in that poison, literally and figuratively. Now they're sitting back saying, I got to get another one to keep my job. I got to get another one to go to this restaurant. I got to get another one to go to school. I got to get another one to go to the club. I got to get another one so that I can. Hello? Remember, it's not going to stop. If you've seen Dstm number 65, you've seen the Prime Minister of New Zealand. She said, there's not going to be an end. You get freedom for 6 months if you get poked. After that, your freedom's expired. Remember, we always say, New York always sets the precedence. Everything filters in from there. It starts from one end of the bird wing all the way to the left. So you're going to get it in New York first. Then they're going to do it in California. And then everybody in between is going to get fleshed out to make sure that they're either going to be on board or deal with the consequences. So remember, Slow Biden said back in September, our patience is running thin. So now they're ramping up all of the qualifications and changing up everything to see if you're going to be compliant or not. So the NY governor plans to add booster jabs to the definition of being fully poked. So they've been slowly but surely switching that up all the time. Remember, at first it was you can get one, make sure that you're good. If you want the second one, which is highly recommended, get the second one. Now they said no, mandatory. You got to get both, or you can just get the one, Johnson and Johnson. So you go comply, you go get that done, blah blah blah, and then boom, they switch it up and say, actually, you're not considered fully poked with those two. Remember this broad? She's the damn high priestess of the poke. I showed her a few episodes back. She's got the chain on that says "Vaxxed." She's the one that was in the Brooklyn church talking about "You're my apostles. Go out and convert. Go out there and tell everybody get jabbed. We got to do the work of we got to do the work of the high priestess ministry of the Pope." Remember her? And her right hand man, she appointed some uncle to excuse me, Uncle Coon Negro to be a right hand man to go out there and motivate and try to get our people to get jabbed up. So they've already changed it. New York Governor Kathy Hochul, excuse me, let me pronounce her name right. Kathy Hochul, not Hochul, announced during a press conference on Thursday that she's planning to introduce legislation that includes a booster within the definition of being fully poked. While the Democratic governor noted that the legislation needed to be more fleshed out and required more data to be collected, she signaled the change would happen eventually. It's going to happen eventually, saying that at, quote, some point, we have to determine that fully jab means boosted as well. CNY Central reported. Remarks come as the country begins to see an uptick of the vid cases. Why is that? I thought everybody's getting poked. I mean, isn't New York one of the more highly vaccinated states in the country? Why are they still getting uptick? So the uptick in cases began as health officials grapple with the spread of the it's the Okra variant. Remember when it was boosting up beforehand? They were saying it was because of the Delta. Remember that? They were saying, "Oh no, it's because of the unpoked." And then it's like, no, actually, we're seeing all of these cases of people that's getting poked, that's testing positive, that's going to the hospitals, that's doing everything else, right? And now all of a sudden they're saying, well, that's because of the Delta. Well, once that realizes that that's bogus, now they're saying, oh, it's because of the Okra variant. They always keep changing the story, but it's the same game plan. Same damn thing that they saying. They just switch the names. which President Joe Biden's chief medical advisor, Anthony Frankenstein Fauci, warned on Thursday would likely be the dominant strain in a few weeks. Dominant strain. Honya, my sister. Shalom. How you doing? David Ben Israel, my good brother. What's going on, Doc? Shemaiwan, what's good, my brother? All right. Happy to see y'all checking in, man. Shabbat shalom to everybody. Let's continue on. All right. So Frankenstein Fauci, what's he say? Quote, if it becomes necessary to get yet another boost, then we'll just have to deal with it. See how the science says? See what Frankenstein says? If we tell you you got to get another boost, deal with it. So what happened to all of the good, humble slaves? The sheeple that said, well, I just want to be safe. I just want to make sure that we can get back to normal. You notice this year so far, people ain't talking about I can't wait till 2021's over with, right? Remember 2020? Everybody was saying, I just can't wait to get rid of this year, man. It's been a hell of a year, man. I'm just ready to get to 2021, man. Things gonna change. White man said we getting back to normal. I can't wait. Remember that 2020? People was talking about that. You don't hear that mumbling around going on no more, huh? Because people realizing ain't changing. It's only getting worse. I haven't heard nobody talking about, man. I've heard it's been a hell of a year. 2021 has been a wild year. I mean, this is on repeat now for the last 2 years. But you don't hear people saying, I can't wait till this one's over, because they know 2022 is more of the same and worse. So, Frankenstein, Emperor Frankenstein Fauci, what's he say? If it becomes necessary to get yet another boost, then we just have to deal with it. So everybody that was in compliance trying to save their jobs and get their kids into school and everything else, it's not going to stop, man. They're going to continually jab you up with this madness until the rates of death increase more with the blood clots, heart attacks, the strokes, the shakes and everything else that come along with it. White House, let's read it. White House Medical, look at this. Gene Nicholson, get the hell out of here. See, there go the bots, man. There go the bots. Look, hold on. Look in the comments, y'all. You see Gene Nicholson? And they leave this VArc.tech. That's the bots, man, that be creeping in over here, trying to listen in and see if they can catch me slipping so that they can flag something and try to get rid. That's why I said, y'all, if you have not already, go to the said description. Make sure that you are subscribed over there, too. I'm not even going to say, because the bot Gene Nicholson is going to go over there, too. But this is the madness. This is the damn madness. You block, get up out of here. Okay, moving on. But y'all see the games they playing. Okay. So as soon as we start talking about this, look who pops in. Gene Nicholson. You notice that? As soon as we get to talking about the poke, as soon as we get to talking about the madness, here come the bot. Okay. So let's read this again. White House medical advisor Anthony Frankenstein Fauci on Sunday said health officials will, quote, have to deal with it if it determined that another vid booster shot is necessary to protect against the virus, but said he is hoping that additional pokes will not be needed due to protection from initial booster shot. Oh, he's hopeful, but you know that ain't the truth. You know he lies. Quote, if it becomes necessary to get yet another boost. Wait a minute. I thought we were talking about one. He said another? Wait a minute. So is he talking about a fourth? He talking about a fourth poke? Well, they doing that in Israel, aren't they? Remember we covered that? They're already endorsing it in the UK. They're endorsing it over in Europe. 4 pokes. Head of I want to say either Pfizer, I think it was Pfizer. He came out and said that it's going to take 3 pokes for the Okra variant. So if you're saying 3 for Okra plus 3 for the Delta and the regular vid, you're talking 6 pokes that you're going to need to get all within a year. Remember, after your 14 days, for your first 2, Then they say 6 months, but they've already said that after the first two, the effectiveness of those first two wane after like 2 months. So you're gonna need to get that boost within the first 2 to 4 months. And now he's saying if it becomes necessary to get yet another boost, then you're gonna have to deal with it when that occurs. When that occurs. Didn't say if. Didn't say did it say if, y'all? If it becomes necessary to get yet another boost, then we'll just have to deal with it when that occurs. Oh, so he said if here, if it becomes necessary. But he said when it occurs. I could see if he said if and when that occurs. If he added if in there with it, but white men speak with forked tongues, so we see what happens with that. Okay. He said, but I'm hoping from an immunological standpoint that the third poke of the mRNA and the second poke of the J&J will give a much greater durability and protection than just the 6 months or so that we're seeing right now. Fauci told George Stephanopoulos on ABC's This Week. You're right, Keith, man. You're right. See, that's perfect because when he's saying I'm hoping, I'm guessing, you know, he has no definitive answer in regards to this whole thing. He's guessing. How many times is he? That's why he's flip-flop. That's why he's been coined flip-flop. Because he says one thing, flips to the next, flips to the other, can't get nothing down. You understand? That's what he's about. So now you see down here, Fauci also said it's tough to tell if a yearly vid booster shot will be needed, noting that a third jab could increase the durability and the protection and potentially stave off the need for another shot. Really? Potentially. Nah, negative. We know what time it is, y'all. Aladaga Shalom. What's going on, brother? Fear me, Kama. Shalom. Shalom. Okay, let's move on. Oh, hold on. Breaking news. Breaking news. Wait a minute. The CDC warns Americans not to get J&J shot over blood clot risk following 9 deaths. Uh-oh. We've been documenting these deaths, right? But has the CDC removed J&J from it being distributed? Have they shut them down from business? No, they just said we recommend that you don't deal with J&J. No, don't mess with them. Their dope is tainted over there. Go get the dope from Moderna or Pfizer. They got bad dope over there on J&J's block. You understand? So finally, the CDC comes out and admits that there's problems with the Pope with J&J. But what happened? Let's read. CDC warns Americans not to get the J&J shot over blood clot risk following 9 deaths. Panel unanimously recommends more effective. They recommended the more effective Pfizer or Moderna vaccines. Instead, pharma giant says it, quote, remains confident. So J&J, what did they say? We're still confident that we got good dope over here. CDC panel on Thursday recommended Pfizer and Moderna over the J&J shots. J&J jabs are rare but serious side effects and appears to be less effective. Until now, all 3 pokes have been treated equally by the U.S. authorities. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky must decide whether to accept the panel's advice. Let's read it. Most Americans should be given the Pfizer or Moderna mRNA jabs instead of the Johnson & Johnson shot that can cause rare but serious blood clots. U.S. health advisors recommended Thursday. The strange clotting problem has caused 9 confirmed deaths after J&J vaccinations. Has anybody heard about any lawsuits? Anybody criminally charged over the deaths that J&J has caused? 9 murders. I mean, let's call it what it is. Once you know that you've got one, and you continually putting it out there and you saying, that's rare. That's like me shooting into a crowd and I've never shot a gun before and I hit somebody. Boom. Man, that's rare. That dude can't shoot for nothing. He usually never hits nobody. And I say, no, I got it. Pow, pow. Oop, I done hit somebody else. I'm premeditatively killing people. Even though it's rare that I hit anything, the fact that I did hit something, and I know I'm consciously behind the trigger, wouldn't that constitute me of being charged with premeditated murder, at the least manslaughter? Huh? I mean, you've got one death. They say that's rare. That's rare. I mean, you know, we probably you probably won't hear about that ever again. Oh, here comes the second one, third one, fourth one. Oh, whoa. Are you sure you guys got the research done? Are you guys good? Yes. Yeah, listen, it's rare. What we talking about? 4 deaths out of the hundreds of thousands that took our pokes? Don't worry about it. Johnson and Johnson would say, we're good over here. CDC says, all right. 5th death, 6th death, 7th death. I mean, at what point in time are they held accountable? And all they get is a recommendation of saying, listen, we recommend that y'all stop endorsing J&J. We're not going to take them off the market. We're not going to penalize them. We're not going to come after them criminally. We're not going to do anything. But we are saying maybe we can hit them in the pockets and tell them, let's not have them, let's not make them a forerunner of an option to get this poke. That's all they're dealing with. The strange clotting problem, huh? Okay. Has caused 9 confirmed deaths after the J&J pokes, while the Pfizer and Moderna jabs don't come with that risk and also appear to be more effective, advisors for the CDC says. It's an unusual move, and the CDC's director, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, must decide whether to accept the advice. I mean, come on. Yeah, you're right, Aladad. They said 55 years. Yep, I brought that out. They said give us 55 years to submit all the data regarding this whole pandemic. By that time, they already know. Not only would the heads of the CDC be dead, everybody else in this particular lifetime right now will be gone too. So they can rearrange, change history, and everything else. They love playing them games. But now they had to come clean because you know what? The bodies were stacking up on J&J side. But they don't want to talk about the VAERS report with the results from Moderna, results from Pfizer. They don't want to talk about what's going on over there. I did an episode a few weeks back. I think it was either 12 or 14 kids have already been pronounced dead after their pokes. If y'all remember that episode. So the bodies are stacking up. Nobody's accountable. And Joe Biden is saying, get vaccinated. You tell me what's going on. Okay, let's move on. Oh, J&J shot loses antibody protection against the Okra in the study. Oh, really? So there's no antibody protection? J&J, I mean, are they not out of business yet? Have they not been pulled off the market yet? No. They still out there. They're still available. J&J's jab produced virtually no antibody protection against the Okra variant in a lab experiment, underlining the new strain's ability to get around one pillar of the body's defenses. So all those who figure, you know what, I'm gonna take a shortcut. Just give me the one poke. I'm not going through all of that. Give me the J&J. So they get that, and now they're stuck. Well, I gotta stick with the J&J boost since I got the J&J. And now you're realizing that's no good. It does nothing. No thing. But the doctor's going to sit up there and promote it and tell you, it's covered under your insurance. Come on in. Yeah, you need to be protected in these times. Slow Biden said it's going to be a dark winter. Slow Biden said that, for the unpoked, it's going to be a lot of heavy illness and deaths. Good thing you got yours. Come on in. Oh, yeah, you heard Frankenstein Fauci said, When the boosts become necessary, deal with it. Oh, you talking about whole chill in New York? Yeah, you got to get your booster. Otherwise, you're you know, won't have your vax pass and everything else to operate in New York. Yes, mandatory. You're not considered poked unless you get that boost. And you sit back and say, "Well, I just read a study that said my JNJ isn't even going to help me. Why do I have to get it?" Well, listen, that doesn't matter. If you're going to be considered fully poked and keep your job, come over here and get it. You go get the booster, and next thing you know, you got blood clots and you pass out and die. See how that works? All right, let me move on. Boosters mandates begin. See, the storyline continues. Remember, I already said the Okra variant is going to be used to push new agendas, new impositions of mandates, so forth and so on. Delta did its job. Now we're moving on. So the mandates are beginning. Businesses, employers, and universities are taking the data into their own hands and requiring boosters to get the booster vid shots. Why it matters. 3 shots work better than 2 at preventing infection, especially against the Okra variant. Really? Okay. But competing definitions of, quote, fully poked based on where you live or work will inevitably confuse people. Driving the news, booster requirements are steadily rolling out across the country. Oh, so I thought it was just New York. No. It's rolling out across the country. Even though the federal definition of, quote, fully jabbed hasn't yet changed from 2 shots of Moderna or Pfizer or 1 of J&J. After we just got to reading J&J's booster does nothing. Jack shit. Nothing. But they're still promoting and telling you got to go get it. Metropolitan Opera said yesterday that all eligible adult employees and audience members must get your booster in order to enter. So that's at the opera. I mean, who gives a damn about the opera? You can have that. But the aristocrats, the high-minded, chest out, high-nosed, heathens, and Jakes, they're gonna go and get their booster so they can go in there and listen to their opera. Several universities, Georgetown, NYU, and 2 private colleges in Minnesota have announced booster requirements for students and staff. The NFL is requiring coaches and staff to get boosters by December 27th. I mean, isn't the NFL season almost over? And they still telling you to get poked up? Shaq, you know dang well they ain't nobody died from Okra. Ain't nobody died from no damn Okra. As they continually talking about how light the symptoms are. They're saying people that are testing for it barely even have symptoms. But it's being rolled out that it's the most, what do they say? Biggest health threat in the world. There you go. Biggest threat to public health is the Okra. Ain't nobody died from that crap, man. You know what? No, I'm sorry. They did say that 1 person died in the UK. 1 person died in the UK from the Okra. And who knows if that's really true? I mean, you know how this thing goes. You know how this thing goes. You knows how much a Negro love Okra, so that's why I had to flip it like that. Like, let these niggas know. Get off of that Okra. This ain't the Okra that you want. Okay? All right, let's go. So, how the Okra is changing the rules of the vid pandemic. Oh, so I said that 2 weeks ago. I forgot what publication this came from. They said it 2 days ago. Oh, it's the Washington Post. My bad. Washington Post. I said that the Okra was going to be used to change, bringing more change. Now the Washington Post gets hip to the game 2 weeks later and finally says yes, it's true. The pandemic playbook. Who's been talking about the playbook? Same old game being played. Oh, Washington Post. I know you watching. You listening now. The pandemic playbook is once again being torn up. In the course of just a few weeks, the Okra variant has upended recent calculations made up made about the COVID-19, prompting a return to travel restrictions and calls to stay home, stay in the house, as well as a new push for booster pokes and reevaluation tactics such as jab passports. The change is most acute now in Britain, where Prime Minister Boris Johnson plans for a normal Christmas. Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, but it's been upended once again by a fast moving variant. On Wednesday, a top UK health official told Parliament that Okra was probably the most significant threat we've had since the start of the pandemic. Is it really? So the Delta just ain't did nothing then, huh? Similar scenarios could soon be playing out across the world. You see how these damn bastards play games? Oh, the Okra is the most significant threat since the start of the pandemic. Oh, so the actual inception of the vid, it came from China. All that was nothing. That thing that shut down the economy, shut down the entire world, put the whole world on mandatory lockdown and quarantines and all that. That wasn't as bad. The Delta came out, Gamma, all the rest of them. That wasn't as bad as the Okra. The Okra's here. Get vaccinated. Good Lord. These damn bastards be playing games, man. All right. 2 pokes don't induce enough antibodies against the Okra. Researchers said, oh, so we just seen that Johnson & Johnson does nothing. Now, what about the other 2 pokes? What about the other 2 big pharma companies that says ours works? Oh, and Oxford University. Oxford, highly prestigious university out of England. Their study, published on Monday, found that 2 doses of the pokes generate a lower antibody response against the Okra strain, suggesting that the variant could lead to more infections among the fully poked. Hold on. What's I say? Suggesting that the variant could lead to more infections among the fully poked and previously infected. Whoa. So who's in danger? I mean, I haven't read anything about the unpoked yet of being in danger outside of Slow Biden saying the unpoked is in danger. You're gonna die and gonna experience severe illness if you don't come on board and be amongst the protected. The protected. Can we read that again? An Oxford University study published on Monday found that 2 pokes generate a lower antibody response against the Okra strain, suggesting that the variant could lead to more infections among the fully poked and previously infected. If you've seen DSTM, I think it's 65 or 64, when I brought out the article that said that the Okra variant was being spread and the highly infected were young poked adults. Remember that? Young poked adults under 40 are the ones who's getting it, spreading it, so forth and so on. I better get off of this because you know, who's listening and they're gonna mess around and say, he says medical misinformation. We need to shut him down. So I'm gonna just read this and keep it pushing. The research, which has not yet been peer reviewed, documented a substantial fall in the number of neutralizing antibodies among participants who received 2 pokes of the AZ or the Pfizer BioNTech jab. Okay. So the fact that they throw in there, it's not been peer reviewed yet, meaning it hasn't been reviewed by any other university studies, any other uh, uh, biologists or whatever they call them, that studies the infectious diseases and whatnot. But we're seeing that from prestigious universities, reputable, are doing their research and they're saying, hold on, these pokes, they not helping, and actually it's gonna raise the infection rate of those who's already got poked and previously infected. Why are they even saying that? Because if you notice what it says, after you get those 2 pokes, I hope y'all caught that. It lowers your antibodies. So what does that mean? Your antibodies are what's used to fight off infection. So once you get poked, your your ability to fight off infection lowers. So your immune system gets even more weakened after you've been poked. That's why you're hearing about people that's getting poked, getting reinfected, getting sick, and jacked up. I know coworkers that's gotten poked, family that's gotten poked, and they're in worse health in some situations than they were before they got poked. So you see what they found at Oxford. This is what Oxford University put out there, YouTube. I'm not saying this. I'm just reading as a disclaimer. They found that 2 pokes of the jab lowers the antibody response against the okra, right? So if the okra is a variant of the delta, so forth and so on, they're in the same, genetic bloodline, and it lowers the antibodies. Imagine what it's doing to your immune system and your ability to fight off infections. It's not working. Let's move on. 3 pokes of the jab are 4 times less effective against the okra than the delta. So, as much as they're constantly pushing, get the boosters, get your 3rd poke, your 4th poke, etc. We're seeing 3 different accounts. Don't the scripture say at the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, everything should be established? We've done that and some. They're all saying it ain't gonna help. It don't work. It's less effective. It lowers antibodies. If you got poked, you're more highly to get it. You understand? So let's get off of that folly. You see it here. I'm not gonna read the study, but y'all know. It says 3. Listen, 3 pokes of the jab are 4 times less effective against the okra than the delta. That's why they're gonna say, well, guess what? We're gonna need to create a whole new poke just for the okra. Because if we're using the same variant, we're using the same, potion that we were using for the delta, and we're using for the regular vid, that don't work. So we got to use a whole new formula, mix up a whole new potion for the okra, and that's going to require 3. That's just what the head of Pfizer said. That you're going to need 3 pokes for the okra. So again, do the math. That's 6 pokes, 7 depending on where you're at, because they're already talking about 4th pokes just for the delta. I mean, never in history have we seen anything like this, where they're suggesting that an immunization poke, you got to get 3 to 4 in less than a year to be okay. I mean, when does that ever happen? Come on. Let's move on. Philadelphia is rolling out their vid jab requirements for indoor dining establishments. So Philly's falling in line. They're jumping on board with the vax passes, making sure that you got poked before you can enter in anywhere. Okay. So we're seeing the change happening all over. Philadelphia officials announced Monday that the proof of the vid jab will soon be required to eat inside a restaurant or food establishment. They said the mandate is meant to help prevent another shutdown of indoor dining. Patrons will have to show their jab card and a form of government ID. Papers, please. Remember that for the fake Jews in World War II? How about for our ancestors that was in slavery? You had to have your freedom papers to be able to walk around and do anything, right? You need your jab card, form of ID. The rollout begins January 3rd. Didn't we just talk about January 4th being a staple date for many of the countries around the world? Slow Biden rolled that out a couple months ago, talking about that. When he made that mandate about all the jobs, 100 employees or more, Mando to get poked, they're all on the one accord. Okay. Any place that sells food or drink to be consumed on site will have to require that everyone who enters be fully poked against the vid. After January 17th, negative jab tests will no longer be accepted. So even in some places out here, they're still saying, you know what, you don't have to get poked, but as long as you present a negative test, you can come into the movie theaters and so forth and so on. It all depends on where you go. Some are just stone cold. If you ain't got the poke card, you can't come in. And that's, got people raising hell too. But after January 17th, many places, including Philly, as we're seeing, they're not even accepting tests. You need to get poked in order to go to these restaurants. A lot of these restaurants is going to shut down, but that's the plan. Because people ain't going to deal with that. People ain't going through all of that to go out to go get a damn, burger at Applebee's or whatever the hell. They'll say it ain't worth it. I can go cook a burger at the house, turn on the damn game or whatever the hell these zombies want to do, and they ain't going to worry about it. All right. So the city mandates allow some extra time. See how nice they are? We're going to give you extra time to get your kids on board. 5 through 11 and employees to get poked. The city's asking that those groups have their first dose by the 3rd and second by February 3rd. So they're giving you a little extension. Aren't they nice? Look what they're doing in France. Over 65s in France without the vid booster shot to lose health pass benefits. So in France, they breaking the backs of the damn elderly, telling them if you don't get your booster, you're going to lose your little Vax Pass benefits. That's their ability to walk around, travel, sit out, and drink coffee and smoke their little cigarettes in France and, do all that other madness. You can't do it if you're over 65 and you ain't got that booster too. They're canceling those benefits. See how that works? They always double back on it and change policy, change plans. People sitting back saying, well, the more I bow down, the more I bend over, the less Vaseline the damn white man uses. You understand? There's no winning with this beast. You can't sit back and bow down and just think he's going to just say, okay, you know what? Good. I'm glad you were cooperative. Now life is going to be great for you. No, it's only going to get worse. Because he's going to go back on his word. I mean, ask the Native Americans. How'd that work out for them? Over 300 peace treaties broken. Land stolen from them. Children raped. I mean, to this day, there's an epidemic of missing Native American women. Where are they at? They're getting kidnapped off of the reservations. And because they're off the reservations, the jurisdiction of the Native American police ends. White man knows that. So they go catch them slipping off of the res, take them off the res, and they can't do nothing about it after that. Because they're limited by their own national or their own federal governments on these reservations. So white man knows. It's almost like shit. Once they cross that line of the border from the res back onto normal government property, they're out your jurisdiction. You can't do nothing about it. That's going on right now. But see, these are all the games the so-called white man plays. All the games. So, in France, the health pass was introduced in the summer and makes full jab against the C word, a recent recovery or negative test obligatory for visiting any restaurant or cafe, inner city train travel, and going to cultural venues like cinemas or museums. Championed by President Emmanuel Macron as he eyes re-election in 2022, the health pass is widely seen as being a success, despite initial protests by encouraging people who were hesitant to become pope. Remember, they were doing all those, protests in France. The people start bowing down. They're still over there, raising hell, trying to stop them because they knew this was going to happen. The government says that some 400,000 people aged 65 and over who were eligible for the booster shot have yet to take it. I wonder why. Which is 12% of those aged 80 and above, and 10% of those aged 65 to 79. So 65 and over 400,000 people said we're not getting the booster. So what are they doing? They're saying, well, guess what? Thank you for your earlier cooperation, but we're going to need you to get that booster. You're still alive. We're going to need you to get that booster. Oh, you don't want to get the booster? Well, guess what? You're not gonna be able to go to the cinema, the museums. You can't go to the restaurant, the cafe. You can't take the train, the bus. You can't go nowhere. How you like that? You see what I'm saying? There's no winning. There's no negotiating with the beast. Our people think you can do that. Our people thinking, you know what? I'm just gonna play nice now. I'm gonna play fair now. Or he's gonna eventually treat me right. He's gonna make good on his promise. He's gonna make sure that everything is good. No, no, he's not. No, he's not. Okay. If we haven't learned from history yet, if we haven't learned from the pattern of his works, didn't Yahweh Shai say, you know a tree by the fruit that it bears? A corrupt tree can't produce good fruit. Hello? Didn't the Most High say, can a leopard change his spots? Yeah, so the wicked can't all of a sudden, he's going to become righteous all of a sudden and do everybody good. So we see what's going on. Let's move on. Oh, look at this. They done dug her up, huh? They done dug her up. I mean, I guess the Negro wasn't offended enough when she was on Hot 97. No, I'm sorry, Power 105 or whatever, the Breakfast Club. And they asked her, I don't know if y'all remember when she was running, and they asked her, what's one thing that you make sure that you never leave out the house with and you always keep in your purse? And you know, the broad said, I always carry me some hot sauce because she's on an urban radio station. Y'all remember that? I always keep some hot sauce in my purse. Lying ass B. She said that because she know you niggas love hot sauce and thought she was appealing to the masses. Don't make me find a clip. You want me to find a clip? Don't make me find a clip. Y'all know. I'll go there and I'll get it. If y'all don't remember, she said one thing that she can't leave without the house in her purse was hot sauce. Because she know nigga love hot sauce. Oh, but I guess they forgot about her super predator comments too in the 90s. That said that the black males were super predators that need to be taught to heal, as in an animal reference. Remember that? And they trying to dig this broad's old bones up to come. She barely made it through the you know, she barely made it through the campaign against Trump. Man, they was holding her up, walking, carrying her into the damn vans. Man, dropping. You know, she fell all over the damn place. She was popping up bruised, claiming that she fell, wearing glasses and shades out at public speaking events. I mean, all these damn old ass heathens, man, they all are out here decrepit and ran down, but they're career politicians. Who else are they going to gallivant in front of anybody's faces? So this is the word, Hillary for 2024. She just got through reading her what she thought was going to be her victory speech last week in an interview. She teared up reading her victory speech when she actually had to eat the paper when Trump won. The broad still held on to the damn speech and said, this is what I was going to say. I was going to, you know, she went on to say in the speech, she's tearing up and all this other madness. But that was all a prerequisite to let everybody know. Oh, guess what? I'm coming. I'm gonna mess around and you know, throw my name in the hat for 2024. Ramalis Dorsey, hey, shalom, Mike. We just chatted a little bit on Facebook, man. What's good, my brother? Nama, why you said what? She's a draggle-tailed gutter snipe. Man, that's a cold. That's a cold one right there. That sounds like that's straight out of Mississippi. Hello, what is that? Draggle? Unless you meant dragon tail. Nah, you couldn't have said dragon because draggle tail gutter snipe. You're gonna have to explain that one when I see you. Cause I ain't heard gutter snipe or draggle tail before. That something sound like it's straight out the south. But you know, look at this. They trying to roll this broad out, man. They you know they gonna hit her with the juice. Gonna give her some HGH. They're gonna give her some performance enhancing drugs. Roll her out. Her and her purse full of hot sauce. And you know, she's gonna get promoted to be the next candidate for 2024. So they're saying she's gonna be given the competition. She may be the Democrats' best hope. Really? She's the best hope? Good Lord. There may be a rematch coming in 2024 race for the White House, but we're not talking, God help us, Biden and Trump too. Instead, 2016 Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton is an interesting prospect to consider when looking for a viable candidate, particularly in an 80-something president, Slow Biden, decides not to seek a second term. Yeah, Slow Biden, he says he's going to go for, oh, it's Alabama? My bad, sir. I knew it was somewhere down south. It was Alabama? Okay, I got you. So here they go. Slow Biden's going to be in his 80s by the time 2024 rolls around. And he's talking about he might be, interested in running again. I mean, if he don't knock it off, we know he ain't even gonna make it that far. I would be shocked. They're gonna have him on an IV of all kind of damn dope to keep her to keep him alive. And we know that uh Kamala Harris is not gonna be the successor because she can't even keep her own council together. As we seen earlier, they're leaving in droves. So here it comes. Or you got Buttigieg, remember him? The first little sodomite. Don't be surprised if they throw him out there and try to push him. Oh, so let me so everybody know. Okay. An old dirty woman, that fits his description. Lives in the streets, a liar and a trickster. Okay. Then yeah, she's definitely a draggle tail gutter snipe and a broad. I'm with you on that. All right. Shout out to Mobile, Alabama. So look, Hillary Clinton, interesting prospect to consider when looking for a viable candidate, particularly in the 80-something president. Biden decides not to seek a second term. And why would he? Just 22% of voters want him to seek a second term, according to an INI TIPP poll. So, where he was once promoted as the most popular president ever voted, ever. Remember, everybody loved Slow Biden. There was no way that the votes was fixed. Everybody loved him. He got more votes than anybody ever in history, despite all of the information and investigations into voter fraud and all of that. Despite all of that, all of a sudden now, 22% of the people are saying they're with it. We're seeing his approval rating drop consistently, which is really showing the truth that don't nobody like that old dude. Ain't nobody rolling with Slow Biden. So something went down. I don't know what. I have my uh suspicions. I have my own thoughts about that whole thing. But now they saying that you can't even speak about what happened during the election. They would consider that extremist behavior. If you even mention saying that there was some suspicious activity going on. I mean, let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Okay. Doesn't get much better. Let me read this. It doesn't get much better when polling only Democrats, with just 36%, want to see the president run again, with a juggernaut candidate named someone else coming in first with 44% support. Look, they even said that The Rock was going to be considering a presidential run. Don't be surprised if he wins. I mean, you got Donald Trump, a career, real estate mogul, reality TV show, star, and all that other crap. Ronald Reagan was an actor. So don't be surprised if The Rock even makes some noise. I mean, the dumbed down public, they don't know no better. All they know is they love his movies. And if he can talk a good game, people just want to be told, they just want to be soothsayed. But the decrepit Hillary Clinton is trying to, be persuaded to throw her name in the hat. Let's move on. California, back at it again. They're accused of worsening the labor shortage by expanding a 2-week quarantine rules to even poked workers who test negative after coming in contact with the vid. Do you see how they playing these games, man? They are sitting back trying to completely collapse this place slowly but surely, you know. So not only can you be poked, if you are found with a negative test, you came in contact with somebody with the vid, because they do the contact tracing, they get the apps on the phone, all that other madness. So if for some reason they find out, oh, you was in contact, you was near somebody that had the vid, and you say, well, I'm completely poked. Yeah, well, just get tested anyway. It's negative. Oh, well, guess what? We're still gonna need you to quarantine for 2 weeks, unpaid, in many instances, to make sure that you're safe. Does that make sense? Yeah, correct. That's right. I forgot about the Terminator. Him being a damn governor. You know, that's right. Shaq. Yep, Schwarzenegger. So would it be a surprise if The Rock, popped up as a leading candidate? I mean, give me a damn break. Okay. So what's gruesome Newsom up to? The change is taking effect Thursday. Erases. Here they go again, rearranging, changing. I mean, white man always has a damn whiteout in one hand and a pen in the other, and an erasable pencil and pen in his back pocket. The change taking effect Thursday erases current distinctions between jabbed and unjabbed employees, with both groups now barred. Both. So, what was the incentive again to keeping your job and making sure that you got poked? People that buckled under the pressure, people that was worried, if I don't get it, I'm gonna be the same as you the same. Still get treated the same. I mean, if you don't see that, I don't know what to tell you. The change taking effect Thursday erases current distinctions between jabbed and unjabbed. Erases current distinctions. Distinctions got erased. Whether you got poked or unpoked, doesn't matter. Both groups are now barred from the workplace if they come in close contact with someone with the vid. The California Occupational Safety and Health Standards Board revised temporary rule requires that exposed, jabbed, but asymptomatic workers stay home for 14 days, even if they test negative. I mean, does that make sense? You're poked and have a negative test, and they say you still got it. Stay home for 14 days. And like I said, many a times that's unpaid. Some jobs do give a vid relief payment or vid coverage on your days off or whatever, if it's vid related. Others don't. Some people may have had it for this year, right? And used up all their days already. Running around, going to get tested, taking time off of work, doing all the other madness, staying in compliance with the beast. And the next thing you know, you ain't got no more vid days left. No more vid quote unquote vacation days left. So even if they do give you the benefit, you may have ran out. 2 weeks, that's a whole paycheck. What about the rent? What about the bills? What about them groceries? And you sit back saying, I'm poked and I'm negative, and this damn bastard told me take 2 weeks off without pay. Still think it's a pandemic or not? Okay. So the California Occupational Safety and Health Standards Board's revised temporary rule requires that exposed, jabbed, but asymptomatic. That means you got no symptoms and you got a negative test and you fully poked, and they say what? Stay home for 2 weeks. If they return to work, they must wear masks and stay 6 feet from anyone else for 2 more weeks. So what's the benefit again of getting poked? When you get treated just as if you got it, 14 days you got to stay home. You got to have a negative test. Then when you come to work, you still got to wear that damn mask. You still got to keep 6 feet away. You're getting treated as if you had the damn thing. That's in California. That's why I said, how much longer we can maintain in this damn hellhole remains to be seen. I mean, but these bastards are completely changing the whole damn game. Whole damn game. You see how that works? As it's mandatory, they putting out the mando for everybody to get poked. They made people jump through hoops to get them exemptions. And even those are being scrutinized with limitations for some people. Remember, I covered the story of that one, I think it was a hospital. Yeah, it was a Catholic hospital, I believe in Ohio, that they gave people their religious exemptions and then took them away and told them, you got to go get poked. And this is from a Catholic hospital who revoked somebody's religious rights. Can you imagine the hypocrisy? Let's move on. Some hospitals dropped the vid jab mandates to ease labor shortages. So some hospitals are caving in. Some hospitals are saying, look, we can't go without this staff. Let's extend out people's mandates. Let them get tested. Let them stay in because we can't afford to let them go right now. The whole medical system in some places will completely collapse. Remember over there in New York, one of the hospitals said that they got to shut down their whole maternity ward. They couldn't deliver babies no more. So imagine if you're in emergency labor and your local hospital was that hospital, you can't go there no more. You may have to drive an hour to another hospital. Good luck with that. This is happening all across the country. After a judge halted a Biden administration mandate for healthcare workers to get poked, employers, including HCA and Tenet, have removed the requirement. Some of the largest U.S. Hospital systems have dropped the vid mandates for staff after a federal judge temporarily. See, that's what I was talking about last Wednesday, a hump day. They play them games. They lock you down, restrict you, mandate you, and then they pull away a little bit so that you can, get loose and you feel like, yeah, we won a victory. Yeah. And then they say, oh, no, actually, we need to lock this down again. And they play that yo-yo, up, down, up, down, up, down, until you finally just say, I'm tired of the damn roller coaster. Get me off of this thing. Okay, I submit. You're on that roller coaster ride and they say, put your hand over your mouth and raise your hand if you want to stop and get off. That's why I said this is roller coaster ride. Get ready, strap in. Because that's the games that they playing. See, right now it's temporary, but people are, in the hospitals and all of that. Hey, there's a temporary victory. They're going to say, no, you know what? We ain't got to do that. Mandates is off. That's only because they need you. Hold on. Matter of fact, let's look at this. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me share this. See this? The Sirach 13:6. Let me blow it up for y'all a little bit. It says, if he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? Oh, so you want to be able to go back to work? You want to be able to get these mandates up off of you? Yeah, we're out here fighting for you. OSHA's got your back. We're gonna make sure the federal court said we got a victory here. No mandates. Everybody, run around. Yeah, we won. No, they say, hold on, that's only temporary. And then you scratch your head and say, well, how long? How long is temporary? Oh, well, we got a staff shortage right now. We can't afford to lose you. So we're gonna need you to stick around. But once we got things in place, once some of these, these students graduate, they're gonna replace you. Once we get the approval for the National Guard to come in, they're gonna replace you, and you're out of here. See, that's the game. It's temporary. Once we're able to get these robots to fully functional and do everything that you was already doing, the robot can take your blood. The robot can take your temperature. The robot can do all the data entry and everything else. Yeah, don't worry. You'll be out of here soon. But if he have needed thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee in the whole nine. You understand? That's the game the so-called white man plays. So he make it sound as if, oh, there's victory, but remember, it's all temporal. Because as we've seen, he will go back on his word. He'll go back on his word, and next thing you know, the whole game done changed, and everybody's back to square one again. Feel me? So let's finish this up. Um, so hospital operators, including HCA Healthcare Inc., HCA 0.88%, and Tenet Healthcare Group, THC 1.62%, as well as nonprofit Advent Health and the Cleveland Clinic are dropping the mandates. Labor costs in the industry have soared, and hospitals struggle to retain enough nurses, technicians, and even janitors to handle higher hospitalizations in recent months as the Delta variant reigns. Jab mandates have been a factor constraining the supply of healthcare workers, according to hospital executives, public health authorities, and nursing groups. Look, I had a there's another I don't know, I can't remember if I put it in this one, but there's a whole game that these hospitals are running on people. I don't remember if I didn't put it in there. Most I permit, I'll do it on the next DSTM. But this is how the game the hospitals is running, right? You think you've been exposed to the vid. You go to the emergency room to go get tested, right? They ask you why you're here. Oh, I want to get tested for the vid. I thought, maybe something happened. They give you the test. Then they go do the regular little check your heart, check your ears, everything else, blah blah blah. They said go home, we'll get you a test back, however many days. You get that, and the next thing you know, you've got a $2,000 to $5,000 bill in the mail saying this is for your emergency room visit. And you saying, hold on, I just wanted to go get tested. Why I got this $5,000 bill? Oh, because you were seen by an ER doctor, because you were seen for a checkup or whatever the case may be. So they don't charge you just for the test; they charge you for the entire emergency room visit because you didn't go to. I seen somebody on the corner with a tent and a table talking about come get tested. I mean, who the hell are these people? No medical tent, no medical trailer, van, nothing anywhere. I was driving in the valley. And matter of fact, it was on the corner of Sepulveda. I want to say Sepulveda and Sherman Way. For anybody who knows the valley, I was out there for work just this past Thursday. I drove by. Some bro, she had a damn tent. It was two of them underneath the tent, dressed in regular clothes, talking about come get your vid test. I mean, who in the hell are these people? No qualifications anywhere that you could see that would validate them as being tested. So if you see something like that and you say, man, do I trust that to go get tested or should I go over here to the hospital? I'm going to go to the hospital. Then the hospital sends you the damn bill. So long story short, people that's getting these bills, they're calling the insurance companies like, hey, what's going on? This is crazy. And the insurance company said, oh, don't worry about it. We're going to send you a check to take care of the bill. And some people were getting sent portions of the money, haven't really gotten the whole thing. You know, they're still struggling, trying to figure out how they're going to pay for it. So the hospitals are gaming, trying to figure out how they can get paid. You go to the doctor, you say, oh yeah, let me get it. I want to get tested. You go get tested and they give you a whole damn checkup. They charge you what for the checkup and everything else. And then saying, oh, this is COVID based. Oops. Damn it, I said it. It may not be covered. You know. Hold on. You said, Shalak, you said you seen it at a maintenance garage. Good Lord. Tents for funerals charging people. You got a friend that's alternative medicine that said he sees forms that have a 20K incentive for vid related. Wow. You said on Crash on 120th, they got a tent with signs, not only get tested, but get the. Yeah, that's about right. The employers are even attempting to cease paying for the vid tests. They want to push the cost of those who refuse to get jabbed. Yeah, I mean, all good input. All good input. That's what's going on. They are here playing major games with people's pockets. And if you don't get the, if you don't, you refuse to, get poked. And in order to stay on your job, they're telling you that you got to go ahead and make sure that you get tested. Some places, one test, some places, two tests a week. And that's at your cost. And I think we looked at the prices. I mean, there was some that was over $100, some was $50, some was like 20 something dollars. And it all depends on how many tests come in the pack. You might pay 20 something dollars and it might only have one test. You pay 100 something dollars, that might give you, two or three tests. But imagine if you got to get two tests a week, even if it's $20, $25, that's $50 a week. $200 a month just for you to maintain your job. That's the cheap test. I mean, this is the whole damn game. That's right, Aladot. They're gonna raise if you're unpoked, your insurance rates will go up. Delta Airlines has already done it. They didn't raise their premiums $200 because they're saying that you're a risk, a health risk. That's just like if you get life insurance and you're a smoker or whatever the case may be, you're going to pay higher on that insurance premium because you're a health risk. They're not going to take that gamble of covering you when you're out here killing yourself. That's how they're looking at it. You see this madness? Unreal. I mean, and the incentives for some people's jobs. Hey, one of the brothers, Aladai, if you can put in the chat what your job was talking about, them incentives. I put in the incentive that Amazon was doing. Amazon was offering, I think it was $500,000 for anybody that got jabbed and won the little lottery. I think second place was like 100 G's, some wild stuff. Unheard of incentives. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Get the hell out of here. Good Lord. Good Lord. You see this madness? Brother got to test every 5 days. That ain't even for a week. That means you get through the week, get tested before you start Monday again. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. These bastards ain't playing. These bastards ain't playing. All right. Let me get back over here. Okay. That's how they do it though, man. It's a straight squeeze. Money grab, health grab. Everything is going down on this thing, man. As the inflation is going up, food prices, gas prices, everything else, and then they want to hit your pockets and say you're gonna have to pay for these damn tests, which is another damn debt, as they continually are recruiting more debt slaves to the table, and they're busy working on trying to crash the whole system so they can build back better. Mm, mm, mm. So David, you gotta pay for your own test. Matter of fact, let's see what they're talking about. Hold on. See, we're gonna ride this one out today, y'all. Hold on. Let me share this real quick. Oh, okay, all praises. So you ain't gonna pay for it. But some jobs is making people pay for it. I think they said start next year they're gonna start making Jakes pay for their own tests. Let me see here. Yeah, hold on. Look at this madness. This is brother's job. They want 95% of the warehouse jabbed up to get this little raffle. $100,000 for the first prize, $50,000 for second prize, $25,000 for the third prize. And don't be the rebellious Negro that don't get it, that makes them fall short of their 95% number. 100 G's. Oh, but they not telling you. Oh, Uncle Sam needs what 40% of that because it's a gift. So really break that down about like 60. White man, boy, he's something else, man. Yeah, this is all madness. All madness. Let me share this real quick. I mentioned this earlier. I didn't get a chance to cover it. Oh, you see up top. You see up top. Breaking Biden delivered Tuesday speech on the Okra variant as vid cases rise. So expect to hear some madness come this Tuesday. Expect to hear some madness coming this Tuesday. More threats, more mandates, more oppression. You know, and on the eve of their Christmas, the week of their Christmas, he's gonna lay down the hammer. Don't be surprised. So Tuesday, he said, I got something to address. I need to let everybody know. But we talked about this earlier. Look, schools, classrooms are closing their doors again because of the latest vid surge. Schools brace for another case of the vid, driven by the Okra variant. Some are closing their doors again ahead of the winter break. Look at the little slave kids. Uh, where are we at? Prince George County, Maryland, on Friday became the first major school district to announce that all students will transition to remote learning. Going back on that again. The shift to online learning will begin Monday, 4 days before the start of the winter break. So what happened to all the kids that got poked, all the parents that were saying we complied? I was trying to get rid of my kids. I didn't want to have to take care of them all day. I didn't want to have to go back and do all this online learning with them. That was hell for the last year. All them parents that was complaining about that. I want them to get back with their friends. I want them to be able to have their sleepovers and everything else. All that's gone. All that's gone. Going back to normal. In Maryland, educated administrators and support staff must be able to deliver in-person instruction and other activities in conditions that prioritize their own health as well as well-being of the school community. New York City closed 859 classrooms. What else we got? Look at this. Missouri, on Monday, the South Notaway School Board voted to cancel the rest of the fall semester and resume on January 3rd after the winter break. Oh, another Catholic school in St. Louis. So we see what's going on. And Slow Biden said, I got something to address. As a matter of fact, before we get there, so let's just say, how much of the COVID test? Let me be quiet. Let's see. I'm trying to find. What did I say? Whoa. There's a wide range of. Let's see what this one's talking about. So y'all see this? There's a wide range in charges. An investigation by the Kaiser Family Foundation determined that the cost of a test can range anywhere from $20 to $850. 20 to 850, with $127 being the median cost. Currently, the Medicare reimbursement for the vid pokes is either $51 or $100. So you're going to still pay out of pocket if the medium cost, the regular cost is $127. Medicare for the old folks is only going to cover $51 or $100. So either way, there's going to be an out-of-pocket cost. Depending on the type of test offered. For those who end up paying out of pocket, there is a similar, smaller range of $36 to $180 per test. Again, any test would also likely require additional charges for specimen collection and a physician's visit. See that? That's what I was talking about. Where the hospitals and the doctors are coming up off of these tests. Because you're going in there just for a test. But some say that they may require it to charge you for a specimen collection because they get it and they send it off to labs, and the labs have their own um, charges that they're going to pay. You got to pay for, or they charge the insurance companies for them doing their job. The doctor gets paid for him doing his job, so that becomes part of the bill. Specimen collection and for the visit, just for you showing up, there is a cost. That's how the insurance game works. That's what they doing. Okay. So look at this. Look on the chat again. Judith Skinner comes on. The bot comes on. See this madness? Look at this damn bastard. This is a damn bot. As soon as we get to talking about what we talking about, this pops up. Same damn message. But before, the name was different. Before, when I blocked it, the name was who? I can't find a damn comment. Oh, Gene Nichols. See this? Gene Nicholson was blocked. See, I don't think I'm over here going crazy. I'm tripping. Y'all see him? The boss is here. As soon as we get to talking about back on the vid again, they pop in here. Trying to listen, trying to get the. Hold on. Let me hide this one. Let me block this bastard trying to get in. That's right. My brother down there in Trinidad. He said that Prime Minister just announced a government shutdown for public service without the Jim Jones Kool-Aid. Hey man, you know they over there in full compliance over there. And it's bad over there too, man. They got them damn Elamites down there running every damn thing, calling the shots. It's disgusting. Disgusting. Let's get back to the let me stop sharing that. Let me get back to this PowerPoint. Hold on, y'all. But y'all see the game. So imagine you paying $127 a week, bare minimum, to get these tests. Because like I said, in January and post next year, that's the objective. Many of the jobs is gonna be switching up, and they're gonna make you pay for the damn post. You gotta pay for your own tests. So now, if that's out of pocket, plus your insurance going up, you know Esau's response is gonna be, you want to get poked now? Have you had enough? You still want to play? And some people gonna say, "Damn, I can't afford this." Man, forget it. But I'll roll up, fine, and then boom, you locked into the beast, locked in. He's gonna hit us one way or the other. Hold on. Uh-oh. What happened to my system? Received the email yesterday. Now, you was denied my reasonable accommodation for testing. I put my request in at the end of September. See that? Oh my goodness. These damn bastards ain't playing, boy. Request go in September because they had need of you until the end of the semester. You know, they're gonna have the new game plan when the new semester hits in January. So they're basically telling you you're gonna have to get tested to keep your job. So that's something we'll have to discuss later. But you know, these how these bastards are. He said the beaches is open 5 a.m. to noon. Oh, that's a good day. People to go to the beach 5 a.m. to 12 noon and then get out. Yeah, of course, that's the game. I mean, but that's how that goes from my one. Out here, the strip clubs remained open. Walmart, everything else remained open, man. They closed the churches, which depending on the church, I pray to the Most High. But the things that they were deeming essential was really like, what? Really? That's essential? Unbelievable. Yeah, Monica. That's how that's how that game goes. I know with that school system, they waited till winter break and said, all right, nigga, we induced you up until now. Now come next year, we gotta play hardball. We're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do with you. So we'll talk about it later. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And conveniently gave you an email, huh? All right. So, we see the game. They're giving little temporary victories, and they know that they're gonna double back, because they've already got the Okra out there, and the Okra's gonna change the game. We read that earlier. All right. Let's read this out of Wisdom of Solomon, 14th chapter. It says, moreover, this was not enough for them that they had erred in the knowledge of the Most High. But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. See, this is about the wicked. This is about their rule and reign and rulership. This is about the ignorant that love to wallow in their ignorance. And you see this, they call great plagues peace. Oh, we'll get back to normal if you get poked. Oh, here come, people are calling these lockdowns and everything blessings in disguise. Have you heard that? Oh, I think the lockdowns was a blessing in disguise because it gave me more time to stay home with my kids, or gave me more time to organize my business plan so I can go out there and be an entrepreneur, or it gave me more time to get some money on my OnlyFans. You understand? This is the war of ignorance, it said. This is why the so-called white man promotes ignorance as bliss, wants us to remain ignorant, dumbed down, blind. Hosea 4:6, my people destroyed for lack of knowledge. Our people, love and embrace it. But it said, moreover, this wasn't enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High. But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, and those so great plagues called they peace. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites, if you notice, our people is spending a lot of time venturing off into all different kind of doctrines. They're praising the universe. They're praising rocks and crystals and everything else now. You see children being sacrificed through there's been stories about women selling their kids into child trafficking rings, prostituting their daughters, all kind of madness going on. Reading verse 24, it said they kept their lives nor marriages any longer undefiled. So, do we not see an uptick in fornication and adultery, the rising of the STDs and uncurable STDs that's out there right now? I can pull up the story. I can pull up the articles right now. STDs on the rise, fornication, adultery, all wild and out. They talking about how the marriages is all collapsing because couples were forced to quarantine at home, getting on each other's nerves. So the divorce rate was up. They just couldn't finalize them because the courts was closed. Reading on it says, but either one slew another traitorously or grieved him by adultery. One slew another traitorously. Are we not seeing an uptick in heinous crimes, murders all over the place? I mean, I just covered a story where the detective and the chief of the union and the LAPD was talking about LA is now like the purge. I mean, everybody's doing what they want right now. Beverly Hills now is a dangerous place. Look, Catherine Glenn. Look at this. Look at this. Here's another one. Here's another one. Let me block this one, y'all. See, that's that Bill. Okay. Yeah, you seeing it, Keith? So let's finish this up. It says now, verse 25. So that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft. Are we seeing these smash and grabs, car thefts? And matter of fact, y'all, I don't know who got iPhones and all that other stuff, but they were saying there's a report out that some of these little sophisticated jakes is out here using airdrops. I iPhone airdrops. If y'all are familiar with that, and they're basically tracking devices. They're putting them on cars, in cars, tracking the cars wherever people live. They go into like these malls and they go into these upscale places and they're looking to see who's got these expensive cars, the Bentleys, the Mercedes, the Hellcats, and everything else. They're putting these airdrops on the cars and they're tracking them by the phone. So once the person pulls up to their destination, if it's home or whatnot, they know where they live. That's how they running into people's homes. That's how they jacking people out their cars. So you got to make sure that you're checking what's going on your phone and your tracking because these little sophisticated damn tech thieves is doing a whole nother thing right now. But I believe that's only through Apple, and they call them airdrops, and they like little See, I want to be saying this and I can't show y'all because some of y'all might be like, I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, hold on. Because I don't have an iPhone, so I don't, it was interesting to me though, and I meant to throw something on here about it, but I didn't. But give me 1 second, y'all. Then we gonna get, yeah, AirTag 911. Is that what it is? Okay, hold on. Let me share this again. Yeah, hold on. You said AirTag, AirTag Apple tracker. Yeah, here you go. AirTag is a tracking device developed by Apple. AirTag is designed to act as a key finder, helping people find their personal objects. Yeah, they're using these things right here, and they're putting them in people's on people's cars, and they're using those to track. Trying to see if there's a yeah. So here you go. Apple AirTags being used by car thieves. They're not only using them to steal the cars, but they're using them to track and find out where people are living at. See, AirTags being blamed for luxury car thefts. So, anybody got those? Just be careful out there. Turn your stuff off if you can. Like I said, I don't have Apple, so I don't know how them things work. But they're being used to do that. Matter of fact, Alada, we were just talking about that story where some Jakes had followed home a 10 tribe cat out here. And he went, left his car, went to put his groceries in the house, came back out. Two Jakes was out there trying to get him, and the 10 tribe cat man pulled out his heat man and laid them two cats down because he was being followed. But that's what's going on, y'all. So just be careful out there. Let me get back to this PowerPoint. I got a little distracted, but it's all based upon the scripture, right? Verse 25 again. It says, so that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, and perjury. Corruption. Are we not seeing that in these multiple governments all throughout the world? Didn't we just get through seeing fork-tongued natures of the so-called white man reversing, changing, erasing, mandates, histories, everything else? Lies, unfaithfulness, tumults. We're seeing everything being turned upside down through earthquakes, famine, pestilence, disease, volcanoes, you name it. Disquieting of good men. They're trying to shut up the righteous, trying to shut up those who's out here trying to promote our people to wake up to the spirit of repentance, the laws and knowledge of who we are, so forth and so on. Ban him, cancel her. Forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kind. Oh, changing of kind. Are we not on the brink of the Transformers? Aren't the Transformers running everything? The Decepticons? Aren't they all over the place? Isn't that the new thing? LGBTQ HIV? Didn't they just try to cancel Dave Chappelle? But that didn't work. Dave Chappelle still rocking. But anybody else, they after you. Trannies is out there. Disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness. For the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. As we know that this place is rooted in idolatry. Okay. Verse 28, it says, for either they are mad when they be merry, or prophesy lies, or live unjustly, or else lightly forswear themselves. This is everything in a nutshell of what we cover in DSTM on the regular. And it's only getting worse. Only getting worse. Okay, let's move on. Look at this. After reading that, and then you see this, an NBC crew robbed in Oakland. I mean, they out here in Oakland, live newscast. They're robbing NBC reporters on the spot. See what happens when is you've been trained. The so-called white man, and has these wild dogs out there, as he would consider. Quoting Hillary Clinton to say um, that the black youth pretty much are super predators that need to be brought to heel. So now you've been feeding little treats and trinkets with EDD scams, with PPP loans, with all these little scams, right? And now you take that out the mouths of all those that's been out there. You just seen the story with with Granny Wednesday, episode 65. Granny and her daughter doing a smash and grabs at the Louis Vuitton store and then get busted because her dumb ass wants to go online showing off cash and sitting on Harley Davidsons and all of that. So now we see what's going on. White man keep on giving you a little bit. Here's a little bit. That's why the Most High said in Ecclesiastes 7:7, surely oppression making a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. See, as he's constantly putting out there these little handouts and these little trinkets, when he take it off the table, what else do you expect? Jason's gonna go wild. You ain't feeding me no more. You ain't giving me no treats. You ain't giving me no help. I'm coming to get you. As we see why and how the crime rates is skyrocketing, but that's only because it was already prophesied. Yahweh said that because iniquity shall abound, the love of many is going to wax cold. You're going to see about all the tumults, all the betrayers, and all the slayings, and all the manslaughters, and the blood, and everything else. We just got the reading. That was already prophesied to go down. This is only help showing and forwarding how this thing got accomplished. So the white man's response is, well, guess what? We're gonna take away bail. We're gonna lower the bail for depending on the crimes. We'll let them back out on the streets. Doesn't matter. We're gonna defund the police. Do all of that madness so that they can collapse these cities. Because why? They have to build back better. See the plan? All right. So let's look at this. NBC crew got robbed in Oakland. An NBC sports crew working on assignment in Oakland, California, was robbed at gunpoint Saturday morning, according to a report from the Mercury News. And the robbers got away with a camera from the crew's vehicle. No one was injured during the robbery, the newspaper noted, citing an Oakland Police Department spokesperson. This robbery is reportedly the third involving news organizations in Oakland within 2.5 weeks' time. On December 3rd, a San Francisco Chronicle report photographer was held up in an armed robbery, and before that, a security guard for local news station KRON TV was killed by gunshot during an attempted robbery, according to the Mercury News. Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf said 2 weeks ago that her office was drafting a proposal to place before the city council to increase active police presence and require a larger police force. Schaaf also wants to establish a new police academy class. Well, good luck on that, because that ain't in the budget. That ain't in the budget. They're spending too much money on the Okra. The Build Back Better, that 1 trillion dollar plan that Slow Biden had announced. That got held back. The Republicans are still holding out. They like, nah. But what's the guy's name? Munchin, little Republican cat. He didn't sign off on the Build Back Better bill. So that money and all that reform, everything else he's trying to work on, it's not going into effect until next year sometime. That's what they're working on. So NBC crew get robbed in Oakland. Stay out of Oakland. Stay out the town, because they're not playing up there. Hollywood horror. Vicente Fernandez memorial shooting. Gunman opens fire near the Star Hollywood Walk of Fame where the fans gather. Look, this is how madness this is. Vicente Fernandez, popular Mexican singer. 10 tribes love him. He can do no wrong in their eyes. He died, I think last week, as they're saying in the report here, and they had a memorial for him out in Hollywood. Gang of 10 tribes is out there drinking their cervezas, hanging out, and somebody just starts shooting out the window at the crowd. This is how you seeing iniquity abounding. This is why you seeing the bloodlust of the people, just the real heinous, people running around here. And remember, I said this a while back. I don't know who the cat was that did it, but remember, when you start taking all of these vets off of their their medical benefits and whatnot, you're already dealing with a host of mental illness going on in the world, people dealing with depression, so forth. They're saying that's actually a byproduct of the vid, especially amongst the young cats. They're being diagnosed with depression and anxiety because of them catching the vid and then having the lockdown mandated 2 weeks, being more closer to death if they caught the real thing, more sicker than they've ever been. And that hurts the ego of the young cat saying, damn, I almost died. And now they scared to go back outside, you know. So who knows who this cat was that shot into a crowd, but definitely you already know it's somebody with some damn mental illness, somebody sitting up there pissed off, or who knows, it could have been racially motivated because of it being a predominantly Mexican crowd. He firing out the window. So it says a man armed with a rifle reportedly fired several rounds excuse me, from a apartment window. The window was located directly across from where mourners gathered to pay their respects for Fernandez. It's not clear if the shooting was related to the gathering. The Mexican singer who passed away at the age of 81 received a star on the Walk of Fame in Los Angeles in 1998. Cops said the suspect was arrested and evidence was taken into custody. Andrew Deneen of the Los Angeles Police Department said no one was hurt. So, in my analogy earlier, if I'm shooting out the window, I don't hit nobody. Am I a murderer? But if I accidentally hit somebody, going along with the Johnson and Johnson theme, this is pretty much what we're talking about. So for no apparent reason, man, cats are just shooting out the window at people. Nobody was hit, but this is the climate of the spirit, especially out here and in various cities all throughout the country. This is the type of thing that's going on. This is why we got to keep our heads on the swivel. Wisdom and knowledge being the stability of our times, brothers and sisters. It's not the time to be walking around here lacking and sleeping, lollygagging around out here in these streets. You never know what's going on. It's a lot of things happening, especially out here, man. The gangs is really turned up now out here. It's all kind of people, all kind of these gangs that's warring right now. So it's all going down. Karate's out, yeah, you're right. The Wild Wild West is back. It's back. It's comparable to, I'm not sure how old you are, but being the 80s and the 90s, baby, myself, it was wild in the 80s and then in the 90s as I grew up in my teen years and older into the late 90s. Look, it was all bad. It's reverting back to that and worse. Let's move on. Look at this guy. CNN, back at it again. Cool Nigga News, Clinton News Network, you name it. Fill your own acronym in. They just got through firing Cuomo, which is one of the talking heads on there. One of Don Lemon's best friends. And Don Lemon, again, he's under investigation for sexual harassment. So CNN is catching hell. They had to let go of I think his name is Chris Cuomo. His brother already got fired and released from being New York governor because of his sexual immoralities. Now they fired his brother from CNN because his brother was using his investigative background and his connections to shake down and get at some of the women that was accusing his brother of sexual misconduct. Now, Chris Cuomo, if that's the right Cuomo, I want to make sure I got the right one because there's two of them. But the one from CNN, let's just put it that way, the Cuomo from CNN, his producer, here you go, carrying him like a little baby in the office, loving to play these little games, right? You trying to tell me this particular type of relationship, Cuomo didn't know? Cuomo didn't know this? Oh, well, Karatazar, you 41, then yeah, you caught the tail end of the 80s and in the mid 80s. Yeah, us being kids during that era, if you grew up in the hood, you knew what was going on back then. Chris Cuomo, now more. Thank you, sis. That's right. So now his producer, chief staff, look what happened to him. CNN staffer charged with enticing women and their underage daughters to engage in sexual activity. Look at these deviants I mean, if you've seen this little heathen like this, man, he look like he's straight out the the pedo farm. A pedophile, as they call them in England. They call them pedophiles. We call them pedophiles. They call them pedophiles. Look, this dude look disturbed as hell, man. And this guy just got fired. They on his head now. Let's read this. A CNN employee was charged Friday on three counts that he used a facility of interstate commerce to abuse underage girls. Officials said that a grand jury in Vermont indicted 44-year-old Stamford, Connecticut resident John Griffin of attempting to entice the girls to engage in sexual activity. He appeared in New Haven federal court via Zoom, where Judge Robert Spector said he would file an order requesting his transfer to Connecticut. Quote, according to the indictment, from April to July 20th of 2020, Griffin utilized the messaging applications Kik and Google Hangouts to communicate with people purporting to be parents of minor daughters, conveying to them, among other ideas, that a woman is a woman regardless of her age, and that women should be sexually subservient and inferior to men, according to the Justice Department statement on the case. Look at him. He's telling the mom, hey, don't worry about it. Your daughter's a woman regardless if she's 8. And she's ready. She's sexually prime and ready for a 44-year-old like me. Charged with enticing women and their underage daughters to engage in sexual activity. Look at this deviant, man. That's the look of a damn creature right there. But this is what they up to at CNN. These are the same ones who's riding out talking about go get poked if you don't get. Yeah, Don Lemon. He was on the damn air talking about you don't get poked, don't go to a restaurant, don't get a job, don't get this. The voice of the sodomites, man. And you know what? See, I'm gonna get his ass too. Hold on, y'all. See Don Lemon ass. Don Lemon. See, I got one more. It's off script. Off script. I'm gonna get into. How about the New York Post? Let's just look at the first thing. Accuser details sexual allegations against CNN's Don Lemon. Look at these sexual deviants, man. Cuomo covering up the sexual innuendos of his brother. Then his damn top assistant producer. He's over here enticing little girls and their mamas for sex. A man who accused CNN's Don Lemon of assaulting him in a Hamptons bar 3 years ago claimed that the alleged behavior could be part of a, quote, pattern. Accuser Dustin Heiss made the comments on Monday's The Megyn Kelly Show, even as Lemon's attorneys have fought back against Heiss's lawsuit and court filings, accusing the ex-bartender of withholding texts, deleting social media posts, and hiding a witness who contradicted his claims. Heiss claimed in his suit that Lemon had put his hands down his own pants, rubbed his private parts, and then shoved his fingers into Heiss's face. Look at this. Here you go. All skin folk ain't kin folk. Okay? Look at this guy. He's entitled, running around in these little bars, putting his hands down his pants, shoving his fingers in people's faces, Edomites' faces. Right? Lemon is gay and married. Look at this madness, man. There you go. This is who he's turned on to. You know, mind you, Uncle Don Lemon is married to an Edomite. How I even said that is unbelievable. Sodomite married to another damn sodomite, but he like white meat. God damn. Let me stop. All right. So CNN back on their BS again. Y'all see what's going on with them. Cool nigga news. They love it, right? Okay. And this is one of the biggest mouthpieces that the beast uses, CNN and all the rest of the talking heads and the Mockingbird media, now they're being revealed for their corruption, their foolishness, their folly, their sexual innuendos that they've been promoting and doing all this time. And they're sitting back acting like they big brother parents telling you what you can and can't do, what you should and shouldn't do, what's real news, what isn't real news, why you should be canceled, this, that, and the third. We are the ones who speak for the public. You understand? And here they are doing this madness behind closed doors. Let's move on. Look at this damn creature, man. Get out of here. Proverbs 28:18. Let's read this scripture. It says, whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved. But he that is perverse in his ways shall fall at once. This is why we're seeing all of this information coming out of CNN. They're all falling at once. Cuomo, the producer, Don Lemon's under heat right now. You know, ain't nobody watching them. This is what happens. They're perverse in their ways, man. And they out there getting caught. Promoting the sodomite agenda. All of that. Look at this guy. Dad beaten to death while hanging Christmas decorations outside the home, Chicago cops say. Guess what? What wouldn't have happened? Would he still be alive if he wasn't celebrating Christmas, y'all? If he wasn't worried about decking the halls with bells of holly, would he still be alive? Huh? That's the question. See, Jose Eleazar Tellez, there wouldn't be no GoFundMe for his family and for him if his ass was not keeping Christmas. That's the moral of this story. I just want to bring that one story out. You see how easy it is for our people? If we just leave alone the madness, leave alone following the ways of the heathen. And we're going to cover that in depth later today. We're going to cover this in depth later today about the falsehoods of Christmas and all the other stuff. Many of y'all know, but it's going to be introspective, historical, so forth and so on. Tune in later, 3:30 Pacific time. We're going to be going in. Okay. But look, if this man was not out there hanging up Christmas ornaments 2 weeks early or 10 days early, 12 days early, he'd probably still be alive. Very simple. You said it, Monica. Very simple. If his ass was not out here doing this, as you mentioned the law, how about this? Very simple. Exodus 23:2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause of decline after many to wrest judgment. Very simple. You don't follow a multitude to do evil because everybody else is doing it. Does that mean it is right? Because you was raised traditionally to follow after these pagan holidays, that means it is right. You haven't done any due diligence. You get information that people telling you that it's fake, that you shouldn't be following after it. It's got pagan roots, so forth and so on. People hear that and still want to turn a blind eye and say, well, we've always done it. It's tradition. Oh, well, you know, it's not about Jesus. It's about family. We're coming together. Yeah, we know that it wasn't his birthday, but... And then when you start seeing people getting put to death, you start seeing all this other matters. Then people sit back saying, "Why? That isn't right. People are so mean." If you refrain from the evil, evil won't come to you. You follow after evil, you reap what you sow. See, Jose, you should have stuck away from following after that madness, man. Dude would have been alive if he didn't follow after the foolishness. All right, let's move on. Slow Biden, here he goes. There he goes. More lies. He said this in 2020 on his campaign trail. Okay. Biden affirms, I will eliminate your student debt. Remember that? There was so many of our people, man, that was all talking about, man, Biden is going to get rid of student debt, man. He's going to take away our loans. Blah, blah, blah. We got to vote him in. He said he's going to knock off $10,000 off your student debt just off top. Just off the top. You vote me in, I'm going to eliminate your student debt. We're going to start off with $10,000 off your loan debt. Can you imagine if you only had $8,000 left to pay on your loan? You say, man, I'm debt free. All I got to do is vote him in. It's on. I'm voting him in because I don't need this extra $8,000 debt. Say you owe $20,000. $10,000 off of your books. He done eliminated half of your debt. How many people is going to be enticed to do that? He said he affirms, I will eliminate your student debt. He's on record saying it. So this again was part of his campaign promise. Biden reaffirmed his commitment to broad student loan forgiveness at a town hall in Miami on Tuesday in response to a question from a young person concerned about student loan debt and a lack of economic opportunity. Biden responded, quote, you get all these degrees and you get all this debt and you get in a position where you can't get a job because no one is hiring or they're hiring at very low wages. I'm going to eliminate your student debt if you come from a family making less than $125,000 and went to a public university. Biden also said, quote, I am going to make sure everyone gets $10,000 knocked off of their student debt, end quote, in response to economic hardships caused by the pandemic. Biden further proposed giving young people a $15,000 credit towards a down payment on their first home. Anybody seen that yet? This is how people accumulate wealth, he said. This is how people get started. We have to recognize you and advance you. You are the future. See how the white man can sell, water to Satan. I mean, come on. I'm having a hard time even coming up with analogies. But this dude talks so much game. Anybody young people, y'all got students, friends, family, kids. Did they get this $15,000 credit towards their first home? Anybody seen that yet? Anybody seen this $10,000 get knocked off of their student debt? Many of my brothers and sisters in here, some of y'all students got debt, went to college. You get that 10 G's yet? No, I didn't think so. Why? Uh-oh. White man speak with forked tongue. There he goes. Biden won't extend student loan relief. This is in year one, man. This was campaign promise. This is why he's running around here asking for your vote, saying what he will do, what he's going to do, how much he cares about the future, and how much he cares about the youth. He knows what's going on. You get these degrees, you get the debt, you get no job, you get low paying jobs, so forth and so on, right? Look what my sister said. I'm sure she was looking for half of that to get cut off from Slow Biden. Slow Biden said, I got half, honey. Don't worry, I'm going to pay half. That ain't going down. Because look, he already took that back in less than a year. First year in, he done already took back his first major lie. He won't extend student loan relief and confirm student loan payments restart February 1st. He dealt with all of the deferments. He didn't let everybody get by for a little bit, Oh, it's a pandemic. Y'all don't have to pay back them loans right away. We know businesses are shut down. You ain't been able to work, so forth and so on. You ain't been in school. But guess what? He said all bets is off. Come February 1st, that money we need that money back. In the coming weeks, we will release more details about our plans, he says. We will engage directly with federal student loan borrowers to ensure they have the resources they need and are in the appropriate repayment plan. Remember, we covered the story about the bots. The debt collecting bots is coming into your DMs now. They already lined up the whole way on how they're going to get the money back. Reading on, it says, we are still assessing the impact of the Okra variant. A smooth transition back into repayment is a high priority for the administration. Oh, it's a high priority to make sure that you pay it back. I thought it was a high priority that you don't. And then you get our people running around here saying that the Israelites are haters and racist for saying that the white man is a devil, that the white man is a liar, a deceiver. We're wrong for saying that. And what? Look, the Department of Education is already communicating with borrowers to help to prepare for return to repayment on February 1st. 41 million borrowers have benefited from the extended student loan payment pause, but it expires on February 1st. So right now, we're just making a range of preparations. That money is coming back. There was no $10,000 debt relief. It's not in that Build Back $1.7 trillion plan. It's not in no. Slow Biden lied his ass off just to make sure that he got the votes, and now he's coming for the money. Ecclesiastes 25:2. Three sorts of men my soul hateth, and I am greatly offended at their life. A poor man that is proud, a rich man that is a liar, and an old adulterer that doteth. A rich man that is a liar. Do you see that? Sirach 20:26 says that this disposition of a liar is dishonorable, and his shame is ever with him. See, the disposition that he holds has always been lies. Always. See? And he's dishonorable. And shame on any damn Negro or Hispanic out here still trying to hold the flag, talking about, oh Biden and voting for slow Biden or whatever the case may be, and defending his stance, and Kamala Harris and all the other men. If you don't get the hell out of these politics and tricks that they out here running game on you, that's over with. Over with. Okay? Let's move on. I done held y'all hostage for a little while. We're going to close out shortly. Our gas prices near record highs in Berlin, rejection pipeline from Russia. So remember, that was part of the deal. The EU, America was telling Russia, we're going to hit you in the pockets. We're going to cut off them pipelines to Europe, make sure that you can't get no money. Now they're already showing it. Germany, you see here, Germany says escalating tensions over the Ukraine are one factor in the Nord Stream 2 not getting the green light. So gas prices going up, Russia's going to get hit in the pockets. What's Russia's response? We just seen on Wednesday, Putin said, I got nukes on deck and I'm ready to rock. And if y'all keep playing with my money, keep playing with me, we're going to have to go there. Okay? That's what this is talking about. Look at the gas prices already in Europe. These aren't typos. Look at the gas prices in Europe. Netherlands, $6.48, and we're over here in California complaining because it's down there $5 a gallon and over $5 a gallon, depending on what county and what part of California you in. You got people in the Midwest and back east talking about, man, I'm paying $3.75 for gas. This is crazy. What? Look what they're doing in Europe. Netherlands, $6.48. They paying the most. Norway, $6.27. Italy, over $5. Denmark over $5, Belgium over $5, Sweden over $5, UK over $5, Germany, France. I mean, you name it. They're all going to get hit with higher gas prices because they're going to cut off Russia from supplying that oil and that gas to them. So the value is going to go up. You see all of the cooperating nations of the UN, so forth and so on, right? Nobody's paying less than $4.50. Nobody. Look at the oil-rich countries, though. See, this is how America plays. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Egypt, Nigeria. Anybody ain't trying to play that? They got all this. They got all the oil over here. Saudi Arabia, rich in oil. Venezuela, rich in oil. Look at 12 cents a gallon, 91 cents a gallon. But guess why it's so cheap? Because America done cut them off and told them nobody mess with them. They didn't want to play by the rules. The IMF, International Monetary Fund, and all of them, the UN, Esau, basically, man, he can shut anybody down. You got all these resources, man. And they cut them people, they cut some of them nations off. Embargoes, trades, sanctions. Look, Venezuela got more oil than they can deal with, and that whole country has collapsed. They're giving away gas for 12 cents a gallon. Unbelievable. But that's what happens when Esau runs a show. You either play fair or I'll break you. Putin and Xi show a united front amid rising tensions of the U.S. So what's Russia's response? We're going to link up with China. That gives you more of the formula for World War III. That gives you more indications of how things are going to play out. President Slow Biden may have his alliance of democracies, but Russia and China still have each other. So now Russia's saying, okay, you cutting us off. China's already moving independently. We're going to link up. And that's going to make them start to create a whole nother economy. If they do that, that's going to end up being backed by either a precious metal or it's going to be backed by some digital economy. But they're basically saying, well, we're going to separate from the EU. We're going to separate from all this madness. We can do it together. So once you start seeing this type of thing play out, that Russia and China now are making good and making friends, that means more problems for America. Because who does America have problems with right now? Aren't they dealing with warfare and the threat of warfare between China and Taiwan? America's got to get Taiwan's back. Russia's dealing with the Ukraine. Ukraine needs America to get their back in the EU. Everything is lining up accordingly. U.S. Navy's firing laser weapons in the Mid-East amid a drone threat. They're over there firing off lasers, testing out their weaponry, trying to shoot down drones in the Middle East, showing that there's still issues and still tensions. Okay. The U.S. Navy announced Wednesday it tested a laser weapon and destroyed a floating target in the Mideast, a system that could be used to counter bomb-laden drone boats deployed by Yemen's Houthi rebels in the Red Sea. You see, they still going to war over there in Yemen. They still got African and all these other rebels that they're dealing with, sending over troops over there in Africa. They ain't even talking about what's going on over there. America is still at war. So they're out here successfully testing off their laser weapons, man. This is all part of the drill. This is all part of the incoming ways that they're going to get ready for World War III. Look at this madness. See, and I thought the sister was straight. Candace Parker, I thought she was straight because I knew of this relationship. This was the initial relationship. Her and her now next ex-husband. Now here she go. Look at the daughter. The daughter now is growing up, holding on to the belly of her now soon or her now stepmother or whatever. So now Candace Parker now is a damn dyke. She left her husband, and now she's marrying a damn Russian heathen and embracing her uh inner inner sodomite. I mean, how do we deal with this madness? Okay, married Russian basketballer Anna Petrakova. Good Lord, I'm trying to read this right without getting frustrated. Married Russian basketballer Anna Petrakov 2 years ago, and her wife is now pregnant with their first child. See, they're promoting Anna Petrakova as if she's the star. No, Candace Parker actually is the star. She's acting like she's the damn, side woman in this whole thing. Good Lord, this is madness. Candace stunned her fans when she revealed she and her longtime partner got married in secret in 2019 and kept it hidden from the world for 2 whole years. Now the couple are gearing up, welcoming a baby together. I wonder how that baby got in that belly. The story doesn't say. And the 35-year-old basketball player says she is so excited to embark on this next chapter. The sports star is already a mom of a 12-year-old daughter, Layla, with her ex-husband, Sheldon Williams, whom she divorced in 2016. She praised her wife, Anna, who is from Russia, for loving Layla like her own. Oh, isn't that nice? The athlete added that she always dreamed of growing their family together and said it's surreal and they have a baby on the way. She shared the exciting news via Instagram in honor of her 2-year anniversary of their top secret nuptial. Top secret. I mean, who knew? Who knew? The WNBA is full of damn dykes, right? But I always would salute or at least be proud of the sisters who remain straight and were doing their thing. I thought she was one of them. I haven't been following her career and her life like that. I thought she was either still married to the cat. Honestly, I thought she was still married. I didn't know she got divorced in 2016. 2016, she gets divorced, and all of a sudden now she's a dyke. In 2019, she married this Edomite. I mean, how do you had a whole heterosexual relationship, whole sexual desire to a man, buried a baby for that man, and now all of a sudden you don't like men no more. Now all of a sudden you love this woman. What? I, I'm confused. And now you got the 12-year-old daughter. She's embracing this damn confusion. Who knows how that's going to impact her? Lord knows how the damn ex-husband is looking at this. I mean, can you imagine? She left you for a woman, dog. What in the world is going on? So, Candace Parker, I'm just disappointed. Seriously, in complete, utter awe that she's went this route, living an abominable life. I thought she was one of the straight ones. I was wrong. But hey, it's par for the course of what's going on in the world today. Let me finish this up, y'all. All right, Jeremiah 7:19. Do they provoke me to anger, said the Most High? Do they not provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces? This you read earlier in the chapter, it's talking about the women of Babylon, the women of Israel living in captivity in Babylon, praising the Queen of Heaven, so forth and so on, embracing their quote femininity. Now the Most High said, man, they out here provoking me to anger with confusion of their own faces. Man, the broad is confused as hell. Married to a man, had a daughter, the whole nine. Now all of a sudden you married to a woman secretly 2 years. Now you're coming out the closet, talking about how proud you are and so happy that the little Edomite has embraced your daughter and raising her as her own. I mean, if you don't knock it off. Romans 1:26. For this cause Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. We know these scriptures are. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Shaq, you said you just hope the ex-husband stays straight. Who knows, man? I mean, that dude? I think he made it to the NBA. He was a bust. He might be in depression. Who knows? Don't be surprised if he got. Don't let me put that on him. Don't let me put that on him. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. Let's close it out. We talked about him. Look at this. More crashes. WhatsApp crashes for at least 5 hours and refuses to open on iPhones or desktops. Meta servers are blamed just 10 weeks after they caused a worldwide Facebook outage. So again, the tech world is dealing with more crashes, more outages. You know, they're already talking about, and most I permit, Man of Monday, I'm gonna play a couple of videos and look at some introspective insights regarding a crashing of the digital space, a cyber attack. They just had the whole conference last summer about the cyber conference. I forgot the name of it, but they were talking about the threats and the dangers of a cyber attack happening and shutting down all industry and shutting down. Go see the Crimson Contagion video I did. See the Dark Winter if you haven't already. You see how they always talk about these drills, and next thing you know, boom, something happens. Dark Winter. They was talking about, oh, it's going to be a outbreak of anthrax, and then months later, an outbreak of anthrax happens. Coincidence? Hmm. I think not. So last summer they had the World Conference dealing with the threat of uh, 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 hacking or ending of the grid and so forth and so on. We start seeing all of these particular apps crashing. Amazon, WhatsApp, Spotify, Tinder, Facebook, all these outages. Then every other week something's crashing. And now they're talking about the threat of a cyber attack coming next year, which could affect the banking system, what could affect um, mainly financial institutions, what they're going to attack. Because once they're able to cut off that lifeline of bread, now they're going to say, well, you know what? In order for us to, quote, build back better and we can do a global reset, we're going to have to change the economy and how that works. So, guess what, y'all? The cashless society, oh, that's not going to be enough. We're going to need to do some encrypted ways through your phones and so forth and so on to make sure that your money is yours. Sorry you lost all your money in the bank. Don't worry, we're going to have insurance based, small trinkets to give you later on to make sure you subside, have some government subsidies with your income. We'll make sure everything gets back online later. This is the stage that's being set. But again, Man of Monday, most high willing, we'll talk about that. Okay, let's move on. Amazon Web Services down again. Tech down. This was after it went down. I just reported about it last week. Went down again. Netflix, DoorDash, Hulu, Twitch, all of them went down again a couple days ago. I don't know if anybody was affected. You see the grid, you see the map. So you're seeing all of these services keep on crashing. We're saying, why is this happening? What's going on? And then you start hearing them talking about a because if the bio attack doesn't work, if they can't get enough traction with the Okra and the Delta and everything else to subdue the world and implement a new world order, we're going to have to mess around and do it digitally. So be prepared for the organized um, uh, hack attack. They did it when they experimented with the hacking of the pipeline. Remember that early in the year with the gas and all of that other stuff. Cyber attack here. They always got the person they gonna line it up. Is they gonna say who did it? It was them. Putin and Xi. They got a united front. So the boogeyman's already set up. Who did it? Oh, it was the Chinese. Oh, it was the Russians. Don't they always say that? And they're gonna be looked at the ones that did it because they're the rebels. They're the ones that's breaking away from the EU. They're the ones who's trying to establish their own world order. They're the ones who's trying to break down and say, you know what, the hell with it. We're ready to go to war with the beast, even though they're part of the beast. They're playing all type of damn games. I mean, this is real sophisticated how they doing this. Look at this. NYC faces electricity blackouts because of de Blasio's proposed green ban on gas stoves and heaters in the new buildings. So they're already preparing New York in the future between 2024 and 2027. They've got to get rid of their gas stoves and gas heaters and all that other stuff, which is pretty much all these damn project buildings and everything else is built on gas. They're going to have to rebuild back better all of these buildings, and if they don't comply, they may face blackouts, rolling blackouts, because that's going to be banned. Notice here in California, they're saying all small gas engines, it's got to be out of here by 2024. No more lawnmowers, no more leaf blowers, no more scooters, no more generators, all that other stuff. All that's already going down as they're blaming it on, climate. So NYC facing electricity blackouts. Well, what better way to do that if they say, "Oh, it was a cyber attack"? The cyber shut down your heat. Cyber shut down your electricity. The systems are down here at LADWP. Systems are down at Southern California Edison. Right? The water number. I be forgetting about that. But it's very important, y'all. Hit that like button. Show your brother some love. We got to keep the algorithms going. We got to keep the momentum going to make sure everybody's able to, see, watch. Anyone who missed the live today, they'll know that we went live. They're gonna know that we was on. They can go back and check it at a later time. It keeps the algorithms pushing so that we can get this information out to our people. Look, even Lily Brooks. I mean, damn, if you're gonna spam me and come with these damn bots, at least leave a like, Lily. See these damn bots. Here come the bots again. 3 times. Lily's blocked. Okay. I don't even know if that does any good because they just keep coming back with new names and new bots. But let's get back. Okay. New York is going to be facing blackouts by 2024, 2027. Remember, this whole plan, they want to get done by 2030. That's Agenda 2030. It used to be Agenda 2021. Agenda 21, I should say. Now they're behind on that. So they doubling back and they pushing up to 2030. So New York City set to ban the use of natural gas in new buildings. New buildings shorter than 7 stories to go electric by January 2024, and taller ones July 1st, 2027. The ban is part of Mayor Bill de Blasio's Green New Deal that was announced in 2019 and aims to reduce the burning of fossil fuels. Some oppose the bill. He care. Mayor Bill de Blasio is on his way out the door. They've already anointed the new mayor, which is a Negro, Uncle Tom. He's already over there. So de Blasio's leaving, going out with a bang. In other words, okay. New York City set the ban of natural gases in new buildings as part of Mayor de Blasio's Green New Deal that aims to reduce the burning of fossil fuels in all 5 boroughs. Uh, so you see what's going on, what New York is facing. Now remember, it's always going to be the next thing from New York to the west, to the middle, to the south, so forth and so on. All right. Look at this broad, man. We have a nigger. I'm gonna say we have a nigger. Louisiana who a judge asked for quote forgiveness after video captures her using the N-word with her family while catching surveillance of an attempted a burglar at her home. So if y'all seen the video of this, somebody's recording them watching the surveillance video of them catching this Jake, beating him and all of that, and catching him slipping out there. Okay, so he got busted. Rather than them, I guess they grabbed him up, detained him till the police came or whatever. But they're watching it as if it was like some pay-per-view. And she's talking about, we have a nigga, it's like a nigga roach. And they're laughing, and her son's just like, look, this is where I grabbed him. And yeah, oh yeah, Johnny came over here and he hit him. And they're laughing. They're filming their commentary as they were watching the surveillance video from the home. And here is a judge, Louisiana judge, identifying this brother as a nigger with the ER. Now, she's a judge. How many niggers do you think that she locked up? How many niggers do you think that she's given unfair sentencings to? Republican Louisiana Judge Michelle Oden at 52 has asked for forgiveness. No, bitch, you're not getting no forgiveness. And I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that. You don't like the wording? Listen, Christ called a Canaanite woman a dog. What's a female dog? All right. Don't be mad at me because I'm passionate about when the heathen disrespect our people. She can't say that word. But she did. She empowered herself with it. Okay. Republican Louisiana Judge Michelle Oden at 52 has asked for forgiveness since video footage of her spewing racial slurs, such as the N-word, has surfaced online. Yes, and she referenced him to being like a roach. Why? Because they were beating and stomping on him. Oden was captured making the comments as her and her family sat around and watched surveillance footage of an attempted burglary at their home in which she spewed, "We have a nigger. It's a nigger like a roach." The mother of 4 has since been called to resign by local officials for her comments and members of the community after the footage circulated on social media. The suspect, Robert Handy, 59, was arrested by the Lafayette Police Department early on Saturday morning and was charged with 2 counts of simple burglary. Simple burglary. Now, this is a judge who's weighing the lives of our people in her hands. In Louisiana, of all places, man. Louisiana still got the chain gang. Louisiana got one of the worst prison systems in the country. And a broad like this holds the fate of many of our brothers and sisters in her hands. And she's looking at us like niggers and roaches. And we think there's justice? John 15. 18 and 19. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. See, that's where we're at, Israel. That's what we got to get our people to understand. Stop trying to assimilate. Stop trying to compromise. Stop trying to negotiate with the beast. Stop trying to get their love and win their approval and all that other madness. It don't work. We got hosed, dog sicked on us, hung, lynched, burned, beaten for the right to vote, the right to piss next to a white man, the right to sit back and fill a job application to the next heathen. And guess what? It ain't really changed too much for us. Oh yeah, so what? We're able to go out and perform in arenas for our oppressors, entertainment. What's the difference between that and Rome? That ain't really did nothing for us. You understand? So we're not falling for the okie doke. Our people talking, we're advancing, man. We got more black ownership. No, you don't. That's the big thing now. Jay-Z, everybody, oh, we want ownership. We want ownership. So you want to be the new masters, huh? But you got to deal with master to get to that ownership. So I'll let you know who's really the owner. We already said it before, man. Just because LeBron can sign a $200 million contract, what's that mean for the owner? He comes back to deliver that trophy to Jeannie Buss and bow down and say, for you, my queen, I went out and risked body, limb, life, and everything else, family, to go back and win this championship so I can bring it home to you. And you can put the trophy up in your office. And meanwhile, she done made billions of dollars off of him and the rest of the teams. I mean, that's how it works, man. The entertainers, the rappers and everything else, they don't give a damn about you rapping and making money. As long as you continually promoting a drug culture, fornication, adultery, LGBTQ, HIV agendas. You know, remember, vax that ass up with a Juvenile and Manny Fresh and the rest of them Cash Money clowns. Well, that's why Esau don't give a damn. You can make a little money. You can rap. Just promote our agenda. Yeah, promote vax that ass up, nigga. Get out there. Don't you realize, man, the world hates us because we are us. The people, the chosen people of the Lord, man, and they envious and they jealous of us. And they still looking at you as a nigga and a damn roach when you sitting before that judge begging and pleading for mercy. She don't give a damn about us. So you see that. Crowd desire good scripture. I'm gonna leave that up. I'm gonna leave that one up. Let's go. 4 FBI agents had sex with prostitutes while on assignment overseas and lied about it during the polygraph test. Agents have since retired or quit. Isn't that nice of them? They're gonna retire or quit. Well, you seen last week when we did the Dstm, the CIA had their own little pedophile issues, and they were told handle it in house. 1 out of the 12 actually faced criminal charges. The rest of them either got fired or were forced to resign or still on duty. Look what happens on the inside with the alphabet groups going on. FBI agents on special assignment, man, they over here, they were prostitutes overseas on taxpayer dime. And all they told them, retire, get out the game, take your pension, take this money, and go off into the sunset, man. So we see what they're up to, what they doing on the job. But look at this. I'm not a little girl, 22-year-old who is stuck in the body of an 8-year-old, struggles to live a normal adult life in new reality series that shows her pole dancing, drinking, and getting a tattoo. You know what this is subliminally pushing, right? You know what they subliminally are pushing with this. They didn't gave this little, I guess she's a little woman. She's got some rare disease that stifled her pituitary gland, that restricted her from growing, right? And now she's stuck as an 8-year-old. But look what they promote. She's out pole dancing, drinking, and getting tattoos. So they're trying to promote pedophilia, pedophiles. I mean, the pedophiles going to eat this up. They're going to love this one because in their mind, she's grown. She's drinking wine. She's sliding up and down poles, shaking a little 8-year-old body. And in their mind, it's legal. She's 22. I'm going to have a fun with this thing. Do you really think TLC needs to be promoting this? I mean, shouldn't it be more about the medical condition, what's going on with the advancements of trying to figure out how they can help find cures, so forth and so on, doing a documentary like that? No. They're trying to show her trying to get dates and trying to hang out and trying to prove that she's grown and all this other madness, man, so that the pedophiles can have a time with this one. New show coming out. Shauna Ray is documenting her life in a new TLC reality series, I Am Shauna Ray, which premieres on January 11th. She was 6 months old when she was diagnosed with a rare form of brain cancer and underwent chemotherapy that stunted her growth. At 3 feet 10, she is the average height of an 8-year-old and is frequently mistaken for a child. The trailer for the series shows Shauna bar hopping, getting a tattoo, and meeting a blind date who thought he was being punked when she walked in. Shauna admits that she attracts creeps, a-holes, and idiots, which makes dating difficult for her. Really? So who's the audience that they're looking to attract? Creeps, a-holes, and idiots. TLC should be ashamed of themselves. But hey, we are in modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, right? We are in the land of confusion, Babel, right? So here they are. They're about to exploit this little broad to the a-holes, the creeps, the pedos, the idiots, so forth and so on. Because in their mind, they're going to say, man, that's a grown woman. I can have my pleasures. We'll leave it at that. Guilt-free. That's everything that they would like. 8-year-old who's really 22 and legal. They would love that. And they are going to love it. Well, this place is in trouble, man. This is what they promoting. Anyway, Uber Eats and Motional are working on driverless food delivery 2022. So here they coming for your pockets again. Driverless food delivery. I've been telling y'all for the longest. Robotics is going to be the new replacement. So as long as people are saying, you know what, forget the jab, I ain't taking it. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm just gonna do Uber Eats. I'm gonna do what's that other one? DoorDash and everything else. They're working on replacing even that form of independent hustle with driverless and robot cars, robo taxis. Okay, that's what's coming up next. That's not even going to be an escape to try to survive. Log off. Thousands of Facebook users warned over a network of spies for hire that snoop on your account. Tell us something that we don't know. So the bots and the spies for hire, they're combing through all Facebook users' accounts. They're looking for anything and any reason why to ban your account. I don't know how many times people have been in and out of Facebook jail. Who's spying? Who's telling? Who's reporting? Oh, they're already on there. That's why, forgive me, y'all, for those of you that, see me on Facebook on and off. I check my Facebook maybe once, twice a week. I got to catch up with my notifications, but I really don't mess with Facebook like that. I'm going to promote the Dstm lives. I'm going to promote, our other content. Other than that, I'm not making posts. I'm not really socializing unless somebody hits me on Messenger. And that's it. And even that is risky as they're moving towards the metaverse. Man, I don't want no parts of that. But it's an ends to justify the means right now. But they got the spies all over the damn place, man. If people investing in, that's why people think they're running. Oh, I'm off of Facebook, man. I'm over on Instagram. It's the same damn thing. It's all the same crap, man. 7 spy for hire groups based in Israel, China, India, and North Macedonia have been foiled by the company. Agents snooped on victims located in more than 100 countries on behalf of shady clients, Meta said. They worked on gathering intelligence, manipulating devices, and compromising accounts across the internet. Often they claim to only have it in for criminals and terrorists, but a months-long investigation shows otherwise. The hit list largely focused on journalists, critics of authoritarian regimes, families of opposition, and human rights activists. Oh, so you get canceled if you don't go along with what the authoritarian regimes say. You ever seen them? Your post is getting banned or blocked because you went against community guidelines. You're going in jail for 3 days, 30 days because you didn't say what we wanted to say. You promoted something to fault. You know how that go. Okay. These companies are part of a sprawling industry that provides intrusive software tools, surveillance services indiscriminately to any customer, regardless of who they target or the human rights abuses they might enable. Meta says, the metaverse is there. Yeah, Con, that's right. That's why I said they all the same. That's right. We had a little marathon today, right? Little marathon today. Hopefully all of y'all locked in, man. We almost went 3 hours. We had what, 2 hours, 40, almost 45 minutes. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. Had a lot to really deal with today. Want to share with y'all, man. Hopefully everybody's well on the Shabbat, and you had a fulfilling morning/early afternoon. I got to get to it in about another hour and 15 minutes. I'm going back live. Going back live. Got to have our closing Shabbat class. We're gonna be talking about the truth behind Satan Claus and Christmas. Many of y'all already know. If you logged on here, you better not be keeping Christmas. But it's always good to maintain, accumulate more information, more history, more knowledge about the subject matter, creating this avenue to make sure that you can, share to your friends and family who are still caught in the matrix, following after these pagan folly days. You know what I'm saying? So look for us to get back on, man. Most I permit, and a little more than an hour and a half, and we're gonna get back busy again. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, Yahweh Shai, man. Appreciate all of y'all tuning in. Make sure that you stay locked in, man. Fear the Most High, keep the commandments, and I bet not ever hear you talk about, think about shooting the messenger. Shalom.